well. Today, doing some more brewing. I will admit, this brew is a work in progress, but it is kind of working. It has done some stuff and some things. So we're gonna see. I guess I don't want to play yet. I want to show you what we're talking about. I will admit the only reason I'm playing Yorion is I can't get this down to 60 cards. And I can't even get it down to 80 cards. So yeah, what are we looking to do? We're looking to play a lot of artifacts and be able to win, just straight up win with Tezzeret, Master of the Bridge. His plus does X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of artifacts you control, and then you gain X life. But he also has an ability to return an artifact from the graveyard, or once he's plus twice, he can do his -8, which is exile the top 10 and put all artifacts on the battlefield. So it's kind of our build around card. I'm currently at 3. I tested at 1 for a while, and then I'm like, you know what, I actually do want more. There was a lot of times where I was just sitting there with a lot of artifacts in play. If I had drawn him, it would have been good. Ugin's another 6-drop that's very powerful because it makes colorless spells cost 2 less. And as you see, our deck, other than our enablers here, Sai, Saheeli, 1 Tezzeret, and the 3 big Tezzerets, I guess technically Witching Well, he makes the whole deck cost 2 less. So the tension with this deck, the reason why it's been more difficult than I thought, is that I need to play like the Golden Egg and the Globe, Witching Well. I need to play cheap artifacts. I need to play artifacts that draw cards. Yeah, but then I also want like Power Stone shards because I need to be able to ramp and get out my like Mystic Forge and Karns, and then ideally Ulamog. But doing so at a low land count, because lands really don't work well with Mystic Forge, and I don't actually want a bunch of lands in play. I want to be able to just kind of combo off of my artifacts. I had more mana producing artifacts like Chromatic Lanterns and Orazca thing. Anyways, there's a lot. There's a couple at 2 mana. Most of them are at 3 mana. And even like the Gilded Lotus, right, at 5 mana that taps for 3 mana of any color. There's so many options that generate mana, but I found that like mana wasn't usually my lock. You know, I wasn't short on mana. Usually I was short on cards in hand, or trying to get to a Sai or Saheeli. I also started playing it with Alela. She kind of acts as another Saheeli or Sai. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, it makes a fairy token. Cut her for 2 reasons. 1, she's at 4 mana, not 3. 2, she costs white, and by cutting her, this whole deck is now only black and blue, which allows us to play more colorless lands, which I'll get to in a second. And 3, the things she makes are fairies, not artifacts, where Sai and Saheeli actually make artifacts. So that's why I cut her. Another tension is like our Karns, right? We can only have so many 4s in the deck, especially 4s that aren't artifacts. It's like I definitely want to play 4 Karn Scion of Urza because his constructs get huge in this deck. And he acts as like slow card advantage as well with his plus and minus 1. But I can't play 4 of him and 4 Karn the Great Creator, and Great Creator allows me to play this cool Wish board. And Great Creator can, you know, turn my Forges and Power Stone shards into 3/3s or 4/4s. But mostly it's for his minus. So it's like, I might actually end up cutting Great Creator, as odd as that sounds. But at the same time, like sometimes just grabbing a Steel Overseer because I've made a bunch of tokens will just end the game. Or a Sorcerous Spyglass will save us from a Planeswalker. Or, you know, we get a Chaos Wand against a deck playing Ultimatums. Or some, you know, like there's so many Crucible Worlds with paired with a Ghost Quarter every turn. Could just be a Strip Mine against a lot of decks. So like, and I could pick up a Mortal Sun, not use my Planeswalkers anymore, and lock out a lot of decks that only use Planeswalkers as their like only win con, and their only way to interact with a Mortal Sun. You know, like Teferi decks basically. It would stop Luca, right? So against like a Jeskai deck, the only way they could actually get a Mortal Sun is to hard cast, draw, and cast the Agent of Treachery. And Platinum Angel, right? can't lose the game unless they get rid of it. This is especially against like aggressive decks. You know, dealing 4 damage usually means 2 spells have to be spent on it. So, anyways, there's a lot of like cool things we can get with Karn the Great Creator, but he takes up this weird clunky slot of not being an artifact and being at 4 mana. Tezzeret's are only 5-drop. I want to play more of them, but again, I'm trying to cut cards, trying to figure out what feels good, what doesn't. Drawing 2 most of the time is awesome, and plussing isn't the worst in the world either. Making tokens can be very good. Obviously, we know Tezzeret, Ugin, Ulamog, everyone knows he's what wins the games. I like playing the Treasure Map and the Folio. They interact really well with Mystic Forge. And again, Mystic Forge is kind of like what makes it go, but... Oh, and the other... I was playing the Historic Spells. I was trying to play Jahora's Familiar, right? Because with Familiar out and Mystic Forge, you know, these are free. These only cost 1 mana, and we can really turn through our deck if we just played more of these type cards, but there's only so many of them. And again, I didn't want this 2/2. I don't think I want to rely on a creature, because there's also, like, you could play Jahora, right? Jahora? J-H? There she is. Every time you cast a historic spell, draw a card. And she would really make our deck work. But again, then we're relying on this creature actually staying on the battlefield as we cast cards. Now, I know Sai does that, but Sai we can get immediate tokens out of, and is at 4, which is harder to kill than 3 as far as his toughness, and he costs 3 mana, where this is a 4 mana. And again, this would make us go to red, be 3-color deck, whereas this allows us to stay a 2-color deck. Saheeli is obviously the best one at making, and then her -2 is great because I've been using it to make servos into copies of Power Stone Shard, which is really powerful. Or they can copy another Karn token, or Ulamog if he's out, and swing and be very effective. So Saheeli is like the best card in this deck, and so like I said, we might end up cutting some more Planeswalkers. Maybe we go, go 4 Forge, 4 Scion, and just cut Great Creator. But like I said, the Wishboard is kind of cool to have. I don't think we can afford to cut Sai. We do need something on the board other than artifacts. That's the other thing, is if you keep a hand that like looks decent with like some draw cards, some treasure map and a globe and a Power Stone Shard and a Mystic Forge, but it doesn't make any tokens, then you're just going to die to creatures. So you need the tokens to be chump blocking and stuff so that you can survive long enough. That's one of the nice things about Tezzeret gaining life. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. We have one of the arches to draw, Blast Zones again. It's a good card, and it works really well with Crucible of Worlds. I don't know if we need 3. Maybe we want 2 arches and only 2 zones. Karn's Bastion, again, because we're not actually playing Steel Overseer in the main, it's really only to like buff up our Planeswalkers, but it's worth us 1 slot. Labyrinth can be nice to save us from one big thing. Mobilize District and Tower randomly helps. Yorion, flickering things like wells or eggs. And then resetting Saheeli is another one that's good. Or resetting, one of our Karns that have down-ticked is the main idea. But it's also turns on Mox Ambers, which is nice. We have like a reliable way to get Mox Amber going. Because otherwise, you have to have one of these out or Tez out. And that's another thing. Like if we do cut like this Tez and go like Mystic go on and Karn, maybe we cut Mox Ambers and put back in Ornithopters. I was playing that, but found that it was like, because Ornithopter doesn't trigger Saheeli, only Sai. It wasn't that great. O2 blocker can be helpful, but not reliably helpful to just have an O2 flyer out there. So it's really only good if you're doing other stuff. So yeah, again, and all these cards I'm naming, like we're still 2 cards heavy, and we're in a land-light deck. This is only playing 31 lands, but I think it's been okay. Again, I haven't tested it thoroughly. And even after talking about it, I think I want to go down a Blast Zone and up an Arch. I'm getting up to 10 things on the board pretty fast. In Blast Zone, because we play a lot of like 1s and 2s, and our 3s are our key cards, we don't really want to be using it a lot of the time. But I think Blast Zone on 1 might save us against some of like the mono red decks, mono black decks. Save and exit. So we already made one change, but here we go. We'll jump in and start trying it out. Hopefully it works out. Sorry, I'm hearing sound coming from somewhere. Maybe it is my actual headset. Okay, this hand isn't great. The fact that Castle isn't... Oh, we know we have 2 tapped lands, basically. But a double shard is nice, and if we can scry into 1 more land, we can start, like, doing our thing. Again, I'm not sure what's keepable and what's not. I don't know that we can mulligan hands with Saheeli. Obviously, we really like an untapped land, but beggars can't be choosers. So we'll start here. Might be something to look at, like maybe just put more islands in. We want to scry. We want to find us an untapped land. Neither of these are. Treasure Map is good at finding a land, but I think at this point it's a little too late. The one nice thing is we do have double blue too, so that we can cast Saheeli. If we only had like, I mean, all our colorless lands come in untapped, so that wouldn't actually be an issue. Well, we're gonna scry again and get our fountain out. Luckily, they're not putting any pressure on us. There's another tapped land. Not ideal, but we'll take it over no land. Fountains can be really useful. It's multiple games where it's like it's kept me alive where I otherwise would have died. You know, when I'm down at like 3 life, 4 life. It's like, oh, I would have died this turn if I hadn't had that going all game. So again, a little awkward. We're going to have to Saheeli with no value, and then... Ooh, just kidding. So that's a great draw. It allows us to get a token that can block this. Now, they're probably going to have something they can sacrifice in order to not... I'm trying to think. I could make 1 mana, make this a copy. No, I can't get up to 3 mana. It's not worth it. If he doesn't play like Cat Witch's Oven, if he does, this is going to be really rough uphill climb. Mostly because if he gets Saheeli off the board, I don't know how we're going to keep him at bay. But if Saheeli doesn't die... Well, we're obviously blocking here. Oops. You might see a Apex just randomly show up on my screen because I accidentally clicked it. There we go. Another tapped land. Drowned Catacomb's looking really bad, right? Maybe we have to reevaluate that. So I can make this a copy of Power Stone Shard and have 4/5 mana, but it's not quite enough to get here, which is a little annoying. That being said, I think it's worth doing this just to get the other shard out. Oh no, and then they're going to both tap for 3, right? Nice, so we do get Ugin out. It's really nice that Ugin counts as... Now, I think we're just going to plus, because I don't want him to die if they just get something that sacrifices, and I will have multiple blockers. Yeah. We'll do this. I have 3 blockers. If he gets 1 sacrifice, he can pick off 2, but he still won't be able to kill Ugin. He could kill Saheeli if he wanted, which he should if he can, but we're also now at 3, 4, 2, 8, 9 mana. So Saheeli stays out. And it might be a time to just Yorion next turn if we, you know, depending on what we draw, and flicker these Witching Wells, scry a whole bunch. Killed our 2/2. which it's nice that we get the card. That's another thing about plusing Ugin. It's card advantage. We're definitely just going to keep chump blocking. I mean, if he's not going to kill our tokens, it's the best use for him anyway. Ooh. Tezzeret. Well, that should be very good. So we can Tezzeret and cast this. Thinking the token doesn't do anything at this point because now Tezzeret's the one that I want to protect. I'm going to go ahead and kill one of these. Sure. We'll reset those. Oh no. I don't want to flicker my artifacts because I want to plus him. Oh, well, they concede. I was going to say, we should have plussed Tezzeret first, then played Yorion. I was just all excited because he... I'm not sure why he only cast 2. I thought it showed him costing less because we could tap artifacts to give it... I need to reread Tezzeret here. Because what he does is he gives... Creatures and planeswalkers have affinity. Affinity! Oh, well, that's even better than I thought. Okay. Well, he's even... I thought that he gave it, like, Convoke. What is... There's a artifact Convoke. I forget what it's called. The keyword for that. Where you can tap artifacts to have... Improvise. I wonder if there's anything in it with it. Improvise. I don't think there is in Historic. Okay. Cool. So yeah, I should have plussed Tezzeret first. That being said, our deck basically did exactly what we wanted. Their deck wasn't really doing what it wanted, so it wasn't a great test in that we weren't under a lot of pressure, but even though we had a slowish start, Saheeli got us there. And that's the thing, our deck should function well with Saheeli or Sai out. Saheeli is our best card. Sai is second best. This is a good hand. Now, the way it currently is built, we're going to have to sack a Globe to cast a Healy, but that's still worth it. Never mind. Perfect. Exactly what we want. Draw the other blue source. We'll play the Globe. We're going to draw the other one. Next turn we can place a Healy and then start making tokens. A little unfortunate that... So if this was Sai, we could have bottomed the second blue source and we'd have flyers. And it looks like we're going to be facing a flying deck. So Saheeli might not live long. Dang it. Stop, Apex. I don't want to ever click you. I'm going to move it. So if I accidentally click one over, we're just going to open Snippet Tool. So the problem with playing Saheeli here is if I do, she's going to get hit. So I'm actually going to go ahead and get the Power Sword Star, get the Shard out. The next turn I can Saheeli and at least cast one card. What is this? Whenever you draw mill. So they're like a mill deck? The fact that we started at 82 put us ahead. Blaststone can kill both of these, which is great. I don't want to tap Shard. I guess it doesn't make any difference, but...
Let's see how you work.
This is gonna take 2. I guess I'll do this now. It's not the best, but I've been drawing a lot of lands. Getting this into play means next turn, even if I just Yorion and flicker all these, I'm gonna get the Scry 2 and draw 3. Depends on what they're doing. I don't know if they're gonna leave up mana. Okay, they're just gonna make a bunch of these. So yeah, they are mill deck, it looks like. Which, like I said, we're kind of fine with. We have a lot of cards to spare. Lost another Saheeli, a couple Mox Ambers. Moxes would be nice, but I figured she's gonna go down to 1 here. But, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I do this, I can still Yorion, right? Yes. So I am gonna Yorion. I'm gonna flicker everything. Yorion becomes a great blocker for these as well, which is nice. Oh, we don't really need to flicker that. I'll flicker all these. And our servals will just start swinging now. We should be pretty close to being able to, because we can make another Power Stone shard. I think I like having a map. I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map. Another Ulamog. Come on. A Tezzeret would be great, obviously. Well, we lost one of our 5-mana Tezzerets. Drop. So, might be looking at blast zoning. It's an interesting choice to mutate onto it before it can do anything. I guess I'll play Bastion now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if I make a shard, that's 10 mana. So this has been one of our best plays of this deck. Is Saheeli copy. Why is my targeting thing being so ridiculous? It wants to target. It's like auto-targeting my own thing. We're gonna build their deck a lot faster than ours. Oh, we lost a Tez. That would have been nice to have. I assume they don't have any good answer Ulamog, and the fact that we can just Ulamog again next turn, unless he swings both of these at Saheeli, which he's not doing. So we're gonna go to combat, try to swing, see what he does before we do anything, because we don't need to do anything else. And if it exiles 20, they're dead in one more swing. Bye, deck. Nice knowing you. What does that Protean guy do? Constellation. Okay. Interesting deck. So we see a chump with the Miscreant, draw off Sailor, something like that. I don't think I can copy Ulamog with a token. I think it stays legendary, so then we'd have to sack the token. I don't know what's taking so long. So I think this turn we're just gonna Sigh, treasure map, scry off of it, player land for turn. I guess I should have just blast zoned, now that I think about it. Kill the 2/1s. The thing is, he could have another 1-drop, he can play with flash, and I wanted to hold up Ulamog in case he had some way. If he bounced it with, say, Brazen Borrower, I was just going to replay it. So that's why I didn't do anything before combat. Yeah, he's a Curious Obsession deck. Folio Fancies, awesome. I'm playing one of those too. Next Lotus is an interesting include. I think our opponent is mad, probably because they're tired of losing to Ulamog, which their deck probably does a lot. Because every deck loses to Ulamog. Our deck might be able to last an Ulamog, depending on what turn, obviously. Like if they Ulamogged and took away our Saheeli and what, the Blast Zone? Or Saheeli and Yorion, assuming we didn't have Ulamog. We wouldn't really be hurting all that much. I guess if they got an Ulamog down before we Orient, because that's where we got a lot of value from. Okay. Play outside. Now we actually get flyers, which is nice. Because the flying tokens mean he's not getting any damage in. Yeah, he's done now. It's funny that he didn't concede to the Ulamog swing, but he conceded to treasure map. 2-0. Woo! On a winning spree. Well, so far the deck's doing what we want it to. Okay, well this hand doesn't have Saheeli. We have Sai. We have the lands. We have a good curve. I think we keep this. We'll start this way. Try not to shock if we don't have to. Interesting. Wonder if it's a vampire deck or they're just using this as a value card. Either way, we're going to do this. Normally I put a stop here to scry on our upkeep, but I think we're just going to get Sai down as soon as possible. Yeah, he is a vampire deck. Because we'd have to wait till turn 5 to like play him and get value off the egg, making a token, I think we're just going to play him. You can also block the Vandanta, which is nice. Yeah, we're just going to play him. So now on our next turn, we do want to scry on our upkeep. Cast egg, maybe shock and fountain. Assuming Sai survives. We'll see if he does. Oh, that's good. I forget what he does. I just know he's really good with vampires. -3 is just put a vampire into play. His plus is give 1 death touch and lifelink and a +1/+1 counter. So now I can't block the Vandanto, so I'm just going to take the 5. Luckily we're gaining life, and we're going to have chump blockers for days soon. Let's activate our map here. Don't think we're in the business for another map. I might be wrong. They're good at multiples typically. So yeah, we are going to shock. Because we're going to gain back the life. And we want to make 2 tokens this turn. Fortunately, because we scry, we can't do Power Shard as well. But next turn we can scry and Power Shard. Hopefully we scry into a land. Or drew it there, but we didn't. I guess Sai attacks him. I don't think he's going to be blocking anytime soon. Sacrifice Creaser. Interesting. So yeah. If we double block here, he can just pay the life. We're going to go ahead and just double block this, because the more vampires we get off the board, we're in better shape. I know there is a vampire that I think drains you when you put it into play. Like, opponent loses X life and you gain X life. I think there's another one that's like, you lose X life and draw X cards. So we definitely don't want to run into that. So we want to scry... Ooh, cancel. We want to scry into a land here. In an ideal world. We'll take it. Power Shard. Why do we want land? I guess if we get this up to 2, it's going to be good. Fortunately, this only taps for 1 right now. So next turn we can flip this. How could I make 2 mana? Oh. Sack this, gain 3 life, but we're going to leave it in play because we want to flicker it later. So if you play, it'd be great if you played another 2-drop because we could blast one up to 2 and force them to like pay for. Okay, what's coming? Something big's coming. Bishop of Rebirth. When it attacks, you return a creature card with CMC 3 or less. So that's gonna be fun. By fun, I mean not at all. Definitely just jump here. Might be worth getting Yorion in play just to block this bishop. If we let bishop go and go, it's going to be very painful. Tap an island for this. Definitely don't want that yet. What do we want to do here? If we Yorion, I can flicker, but I'm only drawing 1. Karn the Great Creator. Only leaves me with 2 lands left. I think pretty sure... Yeah, let's do this. I'm pretty sure the cage stops Bishop. Return target creature card. We're gonna try it.
Stand down.
Creature cards can't enter. Yeah. So I think that's what we grab. We'll just say no thank you to Mr. Bishop. I don't think he has a way to interact with Grafdigger's Cage. The other thing is this gives us another chump blocker, which is grandiose. Because even though we're getting 2 life a turn, we can't really afford to just keep taking big hits. This also puts another target on the board, so I almost hope he swings at Karn. If he swings a lot at Karn, I think we're okay with that, honestly. That's good. That buffs him up. Well, now I'm glad I didn't play Yoria into block Bishop, because he still would have been able to attack. He also could just plus on it, right? Making his Pontiff big enough to swing through makes sense. Hopefully he swings a lot at Karn. I should probably pay attention to what's in my sideboard. Maybe Platinum Angel. I assume he has some removal, though. So even if I block something, he's still gonna die, so I just let all the damage through. Oh, I should have blocked the Danto, sorry. I didn't realize the Danto was coming at us. I don't think there's anything else we really wanted anyways. Ratchet Bomb, maybe? I guess Spyglass would have been nice to stop this Dorcas from going. Now we could activate Labyrinth. Those quarters a little awkward. Let's draw a card first. Tezzeret would be great here. We'd gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey. Hey. Hey, buddy. I was just talking about you. Fortunately, he doesn't give me more tokens. But I think he's going to be big enough that he will survive. Goes up to 7.
You should just concede.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I'd have to sack 2. Could only draw 1. Don't think that's worth it. I'll go ahead and take out one of these. I assume he has some other basics, but we're kind of flooded at this point. So I think using a land like that is fine. Might limit his plays. So unfortunately in our artifact deck, we haven't actually drawn many artifacts. Right, we've been drawing lands and our planeswalkers. But that's, I mean, Karn got one. Block. I don't want to lose Sai. Oh, he's got a sack to do direct damage to him.
Blood is the life.
Nope, he's gonna take out our token. Interesting. We're gonna just block the lieutenant. Even if we blocked, Tezzeret's going down, unfortunately, because he took out a chump blocker, which was smart. The fact that it's a plus is crazy. This Sorin is doing a lot of work this game and will continue to do a lot of work. Double Legion's Landing, huh? We have a lot of good draws. We also have a lot of so-so draws. We'll see what we end up with. The nice thing about Tez is not only did he absorb like a whole swing and gain us a bunch of, he gained a bunch of life, so he's given us a bunch more turns to start comboing, so to speak, drawing through our deck. We're back above 20. Ulamog would be great here. We could hit Sorin and Danto probably. Maybe just Sorin and the Legion Lieutenant, honestly, because going wide is the way they're going to win this. If we just draw land, we're going to use our Cove, maybe buff our Blast Zone. Yeah, I think I want to try Blast Zone for 2. He can pay 4 life for this, and then he could sack the other 2-drop. So it's only killing one thing, but it's trading a land for a thing. We can also leave up Labyrinth and start using it on like a Danto. Hello? I hope we're not lagging. Doesn't seem like it. Hello, opponent. Please wake up. Oh, best of one, it's not timed. That's annoying. I guess you'd never really go to 25 minutes, right? I'm beginning to worry that we are timing out because making sure my stream isn't. Looks like my stream's still working. Oh, maybe not. What's up, Wushi? It looks like my stream's working. I'm really confused as to what's happening right now. I think our game froze. I think it's working. Everything seems to be going through. My internet seems to be loading fine. Well, we might lose one on a technicality here. We were undefeated so far. And I think we had a lot of draws that would end up putting us in a good position for that game, so. Okay. Not sure what happened. I don't know if they timed out. I don't know if we timed out. I don't know if the game just disappeared and no one won. You know. They banned my name. That's a great name. I think the way it works is if you have a name that they banned, they say you have to rename it. So he probably renamed it to that, which is kind of funny. This one's a hard keep. Obviously, Saheeli's great. Power Stone's great. But we have 3 Planeswalkers. We don't have a second blue for Saheeli. We do have the Well. We're going to keep. We'll try it. Might just need to up the blue sources, cut down on the useful lands. I think this next turn we're just going to... I think that means we're playing that and this. Playing against another artifact deck. So if we don't hit our 3rd land here, we're probably just dead because we're going to die pretty quick. Especially with this combo. Servant and Steel Overseer. Those things are going to get big fast. Land? Land? Nope. Not necessarily. They would have a very unfair advantage, yeah. That's actually part of why you don't actually know what my in-game name is. It's covered by the followers needed thing. And it's not the Prophetized AS, so like you wouldn't know necessarily what my name is. Oh no, yes you do. You see it on the loading screen. Never mind. Right now they couldn't find it, but if they were like... You'd have to be watching the stream when the game started to know my name, so that while they're in the game, they can't go looking on current streamers and try to find the person who has it. We drew the land, but it's too late. So. That was that. But yeah, that's one thing, like, in competitive play, streamers will often cover that. So we're 2-1 now. We just got beat pretty handedly there. Let's go ahead and look at the blue sources and maybe just... Again, having a lot of trouble trimming this deck down. Maybe Mox Amber just isn't reliable enough. The fact that it doesn't count as a blue source to cast my 3 drops, and it only works after. I think maybe we just cut this. As much as it feels weird cutting a 0-drop in a deck that's trying to put out a lot of artifacts. Maybe keep one? Nah, we just cut it. And then we'll put one more island in here. Again, I could put a Triome, I could put whatever, but I usually want untapped sources, and islands are fine. I might just try, we'll try with the 81, card number 81 being the last Mystic Forge. So we'll try it this way. Again, slight changes, but in the games we won, we had untapped lands. We needed 3. Saheeli and Power Stone were very good, so I don't want to cut Power Stone, even though the Power Stone shard looks a little out of place, being the only ramp card. It's very powerful, especially with Saheeli. And the fact that it can power out a Ulamog without a Tezzeret or 10 turns or whatever. So Zan has the 3 lands, but we don't have double blue. But with Treasure Map and Gold... Yeah, I'm going to keep. Again, this Karn's a little awkward here, but he has such utility being able to have that wish board. But I do think he might be the next cut. And maybe we just go on without a wish board. We'll see. Stellar Sea Cow. Not as funny as they banned my name. Another really aggressive deck, so this will be a good test. Test to see if our deck has the metal to make it. Because we drew a second blue source. Yeah, I think I want to globe. Because we want to draw, if we hit one of our 3 drops, we just want to play it next turn. Yay! We don't want to scry and not be able to cast it. Because if I played Treasure Map, I would have scryed my upkeep, seen the Psy, and been mad that I couldn't cast it. So, and if it was Saheeli, we would have the second blue to cast it as well. And the nice thing about Psy is he's just really good against 1/1s as well. Now they likely have Lightning Strikes, so he might treat a creature plus a Lightning Strike, so we might not block if he just swings right now. Him not hitting a 3rd land is probably good for us. With 1 mana, I don't think... I'm just not going to block. We're not going to win with just Psy, we're going to win with the token, so I think I'm all in on the tokens. As much as I'd love to get a Forge down, I think this is definitely a Fountain, Treasure Map, Scry turn. So now we have tokens that we can now trade away with stuff. And we will Scry. I think we keep the other Fountain. Because it makes another token and gaining life is going to be really good in this deck. Against this deck, I don't think we're in danger of dying in the next 2 turns. Ooh, that's a good one. Yep, taking all our tokens really good. I was going to say, at least we'd have a chance to pick off something. This is interesting. Now if I block, he could trade both of these for this. So I'm just going to take 2. Because again, unless he has another Chain Wheeler, which is possible. We're going to have a couple blockers here. I guess just 1. The only awkward thing about Mystic Forge is it can't actually play lands from the top, and you have to pay life to use it, so. Double Forge, not looking great. And I'm 1 mana away from being able to do that and cast the, or activate Blast Zone. So I guess at this point we're probably just going to try to Blast Zone, so I'm just going to try to scry to another land. Perfect. Does this sack? One of these sacks for life. It's not this one. No, that's just colors. The egg sacks for life. So if he plays another Chain Wheeler, we're getting pretty low, and I might just have to let him take our Psy. But ooh, he's probably gonna kill our Blast Zone, huh? Eh? Is that what you gotta do? Awkward. That's what we did not want that to happen. So last turn it might have just been correct, instead of playing the Fountain, to just activate Blast Zone, but he is tapped out here, so I can block this and kill off one of, or I guess I kill off the 2. Take 4, but I'm getting back 2, so he's only doing 2 damage that turn. Still isn't a terrible turn for us. do want the land at this point, because we want to be able to. I do think we're just going to play this. It's worth sacrificing one of these, because I'm going to get another blocker. And sets us up for hopefully a good turn next turn. You can activate Castle now. Ooh, that's not good for us. But we're still in a position where Sai's doing good. That is brutal. Brutal. Yikes, 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 yikes. Huh. We're pretty close to dead, right? I can block, I can kill a Firebrand. 2, 4, 6, 8. We go down to 2, come back up to 4. So yeah, we're dead unless this Mystic Forge does some work for us this turn. Which is very possible. That's not what we wanted to see. I wish Karn the Great Creator could go get an Ensnaring Bridge. Then our deck would be amazing. What's in my sideboard? Is there anything that helps here? I don't think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 total mana. I could play him for 4. No, I can't. Sorry. I was like, Crucible of Worlds can get Blast Zone back, but I can't play it all. Oh, Ratchet Bomb? Ratchet Bomb can kill the 3 tokens. Let's try this first. Please be some cheap artifacts. Nope. This can make 1 big token. This can kill all the tokens off. And make a token, so I'm going to do that. So we might not be dead. Depends on what he draws too. So we're going to be able to kill these 2 tokens plus the token Legion Warboss makes. We can block the Chain Wheeler and the Legion Warboss 2, 4. So we are still dead. Yeah. Plus he can activate this. Oh, it kills our token too. So, anyway. Yeah, Bridge would have been great. If we could just get Ensnaring Bridge, all my woes would be solved. That game, it was awkward drawing the second Mystic Forge, and I did make a mistake. I should have prioritized using Blast Zone earlier. Again, having all these Karns is a little clunky, but they're very powerful cards, so it's hard. I think I do want to cut one. Going on 2 and 2, I guess. Why not? Because like if that Mystic Forge had seen, you know, any of our 2 drops that draw a card and we played it and we played, you know, we could get like 2 or 3 and then we'd have like, I think we needed 4 blockers to survive. Probably need more actually. So I don't know. I had Baby Shark stuck in my head. So that's super fun. Baby Shark, do 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 do. Not the version that I like. The version I like was, you know, we sang at camp. But the version that's been popular the past couple of years is like a kid version. Doesn't involve losing your arms and legs, which makes sense for kids. Definitely getting a Psy out. The fact that we have a second one is great if this one dies. Obosh means he's not playing, like we know he's not playing certain cards. Yeah, I figured. What's nice is he could swing, we could block him, it wouldn't kill it, because we don't actually really want it to die. So, I think we Power Stone into Fountain. because we can only cast one egg, I guess we really do want to hit a land too. But yeah, let's do this. This makes it so he has to have 2 ways to sacrifice to take off my tokens, and so I will likely have a chump blocker for the Mayhem Devil. And Power Stone Shard, which is powerful. Ooh, intrigue. He's got 2 pair. Sure, swing. I'm definitely gonna chump block. Ooh. Actually, we're just gonna do this. He can kill my 2 tokens, and I'll get rid of one of his Mayhem Devils. I think that's a pretty good trade for us. Treasure map. I think now we go for the double egg and globe. Try to draw another land. Didn't. Try again. Come on, land. Yay. Can't use it this turn, unfortunately, but now we're getting to where we could actually like Mystic Forge and maybe have 1 or 2 mana up, depending on if we draw land. We also might want to just Karn minus get the cage. Assuming he's playing like Witch's Oven and stuff. Probably has that Call of the whatever, it's a 3 mana card. With Obosh, these things are pretty scary. But I can still block here. Block here. We'll keep back 1 token and just let 2 damage come in. Actually, Yori might be worth it here because I can draw 3 cards off of it. No, I think we want to get this going. It's such an awkward land to draw. I think I'll allow it. Obosh does put a lot of pressure on us. Fabled Passage triggering Menacing Devil is so ridiculous. And obviously wasn't, I don't think, part of the design. He must have another sacrifice outlet. This could get really rough. If he does. No, but he has Banner. Which is very powerful right now. So we're going to have to block these 2 and take 8. I think we are going to have the Yorion and just draw cards, because Yorion at least can trade with this Mayhem Devil. Unfortunately, it doesn't make tokens. Because if we play Mystic Forge, we only have 1 mana up. Yeah. We can at least flicker the stone, or the shard, which is nice, because then we can use it to activate on their turn the if they have like removal for Yorion, it's gonna be rough. But hopefully after these draws we kind of fill our hand up and get to where next turn we can start doing stuff. We need like a Saheeli or another shard would be great. We didn't hit any of those. Oh man. Can I activate this please? Am I not getting priority yet? Gain control of my Yorion. That's probably game. There's the shard. Dang it. We're just 1 turn too slow. 8. Let's get a Ugin, got rid of this. And both shards out. Flipped our treasure map. We're close. 2 and 2. See, once I got people to watch, that's when we start losing. That's the secret. As long as I'm streaming to no one, we win. My lovely wife and baby have been quiet. I wonder if he is napping. Yep, we'll keep this. We got our mana for Saheeli. We got some cheap artifacts. We're gonna keep the 1-drops to play after Saheeli, but getting Treasure Map into play makes sense. Marin could get big and hurt Saheeli, but we're gonna go ahead and risk it,
Challenge. This should be fun.
and we'll do the Scry and upkeep because we can still cast both of these even with it. Beast Whisperer can definitely get out of hand pretty quick. We're not quite in the business for Mr. Ugin yet. But we will take that land. We'll play the Scry first and then Golden Egg. Don't think we need another land, or I guess another land means we can start Tezzerating. So yeah, we'll take it. Golden Egg. And then next turn we can just cast Tezzeret, draw 3. Or draw 2 rather. And we'll have blockers. Oh, we can't block that though. That might change things up. Because the Tezzeret is at 5 and he does 5. I don't think we can risk just him dying to Steel Leaf Champion. Well, drawing 2 cards might just be worth it, honestly. Oh, look. Our opponent has Galta. We could be dead. I don't think I can make enough blockers to stop this. I guess I have to try. Makes sense to play out what I have. Shard is good. Sack this, draw it now. I don't know if that's going to do enough though. Other option is to activate this so that next turn I can flip it. Flip it, essentially I lose 1 mana to get 3. Puts me up 2 mana. Can't block 5, and we have 12 tramples, so that's 17 damage right there. So hopefully he doesn't just have something that kills us.
Together, we will prevail. Shall conquer you.
I'm reading posts about how ridiculous Magic has become. About how 4 mana cards just win the game now. He's only swinging with that, and he's hitting Saheeli, so sure. This is scary. I mean, this is a very scary board. I guess. I don't even know what we could draw that would be good. Labyrinth would be good against Galta, right? Too late though. Another Labyrinth. 2-3. So we need Ensnaring Bridge and Historic. I don't think it would be good for the format, because unfortunately it would create decks that are really not fun to play against, but it would make our fun deck good. So from that debate, it would make sense, right? Okay, well we started 2-0. We've lost a couple here. Yeah, I mean your decks would hate to play against it. I wonder if there's something we can put in here that's more for like aggressive. I guess which Ratchet Bomb kind of is. But is there anything like, is there any good artifact at like 2 or 3 mana that would really help against an aggressive deck? Okay, Glass Casket. I mean, I'd have to have white mana though. Pick up this guy, just a 1/4 blocker maybe. This is an artifact? Looks like an elf. Defender with reach, but it's only a 1/3. I'd need red mana for that too. Lockets, crystals. Could grab an Ornithopter, right? 0/2 blocker might help slow down these decks. Ginger Brute. Maybe Inquisitive Puppet, it kind of blocks twice. Yeah, there's nothing really like this actually helps against, like gains life or does a good job defending. Maybe this guy, just an 0/4 for 2. This would work if our deck had a bunch of spells of color. Mindstone's a card that I considered playing in the deck. Maybe I do want to put it back in, I don't know. I was talking about at the beginning that the problem I was running into wasn't ever that I was short on mana, but we've been running into that now where I've been short on mana, so maybe that is something we have to consider. This is probably never coming into play, it's just too slow. Maybe we do want to put in Mind Stone. It can draw when we need it to, but it draws for 3 mana. Maybe we do go back down to 3 forges. We never want more than 1, really. Ugin might not be good enough. The 2 less on the spells is so good, and being able to remove something is really good. We also haven't been drawing this Tezzeret. This Tezzeret might not be worth it. Maybe just drawing 2 cards isn't good enough at 5 mana. And possibly, gaining life, making more tokens. Yeah, so maybe we do cut him. Now that we've cut the... I was keeping him in for the... What was that 0 drop? I can't remember. The Mox. Play a couple Mind Stones here. Try to smooth out our curve a little more. I mean, that being said, our curve actually does look good in the deck. If you look at our curve, the 6+ is a little heavy, but like it's all 2s and 3s, so we shouldn't have a ton of problems. We'll try again. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Do do do. Can Tezzeret win some more games? Tune in. We have a lot of lands, but I mean we have a couple redraws, and Treasure Map is a great one to have as far as like being flooded. Interesting start. No companion. like fluffing the cards. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, Steel Overseer deck. Lost one of these earlier. We'll start with map. We're going to scry our upkeep, and then we'll be able to play an egg and draw. Assuming we don't see like a Psy or something. I like this card. Tempered Steel. What a curve. Yeah. The beats are coming, and they're coming hard. I don't think this is going to save us at this point. The life gain, we're only going to gain like 2 life before we're dead. So I don't think that's really going to change the clock at all. He already has a 3-turn clock. Next turn we could just Mystic Forge, but I think it's worth getting this treasure map, trying to get it flipped in time to be relevant. All that glitters. Yeah, we're dead. We're so dead. I mean, he doesn't have trample or anything, so if we could get... I had to get a token generator out. Which means I can't activate this. I just have to hope to draw it. We didn't draw it. Now I do want to activate this, see if it is there. Cool. Are we close? Nope. Okay. Good game. And that was turn 4. He killed us really fast. So maybe I mean, it's crazy dying that fast. I was playing Field of the Dead, or even Omniscience. A lot of times we would at least get to turn 5, right? Maybe we do just need a mulligan more to have Psy or Saheeli, because it feels like without Saheeli, not gonna win. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Just there's a bunch of cheap artifact creatures and Tempered Steel. It's funny that it's like better in Historic than it would ever be in Modern, because in Modern, like, Tempered Steel just isn't good enough. There's too much like removal and other good creatures, but in this format it's great. Double Shard is tempting, but it's against Umari. It's probably a Winota deck. We'll take them all. It's not that much better, but we at least have blue mana if we draw Saheeli. We got 2 redraws here. The shards were great to ramp, but we couldn't actually cast Tezzeret even if we got both shards out. I just realized I think Goose attacking still triggers Winota even though it's attacking for 0 damage, which is kind of funny that you could swing with Goose, get a trigger. Get another, you know, what are the stupid Marauders that they play? Yeah, this is definitely a Winota deck. Legion Warboss says it all. He's not playing Winota this turn, and if we... Yeah, we really just need like a Saheeli or something. Saheeli or Psy. Psy would be great. We'd love to see him just activate Goose, swing for 4 or whatever. 1, 2, 3, swing for 5, right? Warboss swings for 1, then 5, then 7, then 9. Slightly less crazy than Rabblemaster's Curve, left unchecked. Got a lot of dorks. So another thing to consider too is our deck, and this is what I originally decided when I originally had the idea for the deck. Right, I wasn't actually gonna go token generation. That's just where I leaned because Saheeli's so powerful. But we might want to kind of rework it and make it into essentially like artifact control. Play Esper, run Shatter the Skies as a 4 of, run Deafening Clarion maybe, go red as well. yeah. Trying to think of what else. So then we do rely on our Karns and probably don't play the Mystic Forge because we're going to be playing less colorless cards by adding in board wipes. Maybe we still do because that's like going to be our only non-artifact card, non-colorless. And then Tezzeret as still like our bomb. Yeah. And that's the thing, that is the trouble though, we are only looking at what, like 3 games as evidence of like, oh, I wish I had sweepers in the deck. It might not be enough of a sample size to say that that deck is actually better than building it this way. It's a lot of damage. We're dead next turn. Hopefully we draw something really good. That's what I wanted. Mind Stone. I could play Yorion. Can block something, and then I die. It's so weird, though. I wasn't running into all creatures deck yesterday, right? There's the Saheeli. So this is the other thing. Against creature decks, making a bunch of 1/1s is very effective. So if we had had Saheeli on turn 3, and had like, we probably wouldn't have swung with this because we could have double blocked it, and then this turn we could block, we'd be at like 3 higher life. You know, like, it would be a lot different. But we already, you know, we did take 1 mull. I don't know if we can keep mulling. And it might just be that to make a token generator deck that plays 8 generators, we have to cut down to 60 cards and not be a Yorion deck in order for it to be successful. So let's say we cut Sai. I think we still want to keep Saheeli though. Even if we were going with like a control deck. If we cut our size. Maybe cut some of the globes. The other thing is like, do we want to cut it down to 60 cards? What companions could we play? Can't quite play Amari because we're playing Planeswalkers and whatever. Could probably play Kahira. Can I play Kahira in this one? No, because of Ulamog. If I cut Ulamog, I think I can. Ulamog and Sai. Just as a random 3/2. Where did Yorion go? Why isn't Yorion showing up under companions? Oh, because the filtering's on, that's why. Okay. I'm gonna make a copy of this. Tezzeret 2. Let's try it. I think we want to go down to 60. I think we just want to make it more consistent. Man, I love Saheeli. It's all non-creatures, which is nice. We can't cut too many because then it doesn't make sense to play Tezzeret. We're gonna need some white lands. Let's cut down our lands. These are all such good lands, though. I'm at 32. Blast Zone becomes better. Karn's Bastion becomes better because we're playing more. I guess Mobilized District we can cut. Cut down on these. We just cut all of them. Do I want to cut Saheeli? I think if I cut Celia, I'm also cutting Power Stone Shard, and if I'm cutting Shard, it makes it harder to be playing these bigger guys. Because right now it's our only ramp. Yeah, I think we are cutting Shard. Bye, Saheeli. I think we want the Lantern to help with our mana fixing instead of playing Shard. So we still have a bunch of artifacts that'll stick around. We'll keep our Mind Stones. Up our Mind Stones because we cut the other 2-drop. I guess cut Folio. We're not going to be doing as much cool stuff with Mystic Forge. Yeah. This is like more all in on Tezzeret versus trying to be like an artifact deck. Shatter. Do I want another... We could play Citywide Bust. Fall of Thram would be interesting. It's more interesting with like Phyrexian Scriptures is another one. That's one I could play with Token Generator. Wouldn't kill my Karn tokens. Maybe I do want that. It's a little slow. Could also play Kaya's Wrath. Could play all the best board wipes, which is nice. Cleansing Nova, except I never want to use its other mode anyway. So it's just a 5-mana destroy all creatures. Which is, I'd rather play this one, I guess. So key is really just throw them off because I'm playing a creatureless deck. Our sideboard doesn't really change. Oh, I can play the Glass Casket now. So I'm in white. Which is probably good. I don't need Wishclaw. Yeah, I like it because I can go grab the definitely cut the Overseer now that we're not playing tokens, so that's a pretty easy switch there. So only 8 cards. I need to cut like 3 more lands. And we definitely need more white sources. And we can play the other Triome that's blue and white. This one's black and white. We're not a lot of black mana. Mostly blue. I guess we're actually more black and white because our blue is just Tezzeret and Witching Well. We do want to be able to cast Witching Well, but this one's blue-white. The Triomes are nice because they also count for the Drowned Catacomb and Glacial Fortress because it counts as an island. So it's up to 6, 7 white sources plus 3 lantern. And then 3, 6, 7 black plus 3 lantern, mostly islands. So we have to prioritize here. We'll probably go down to 1 arch. Ghost Coders are mainly here because of being able to combo with Crucible of Worlds, which is more likely to come up now that we're playing a slower deck. It's gonna wipe the board and take its time. But I don't know that it's worth. I don't know if it's worth it to have them all. Labyrinth is really good against bigger creatures. If we, the thing is, it's expensive though. Like it costs 5. We have to have 5 lands in play to use it. So I think we can afford to cut some now that we're just wiping the board. Labyrinth isn't as good. Puts us down to 26. Most control decks I'd want to play 25, 26, but I think in this deck we play more like 24 is our number. We only have a couple 6-drops. Our curve is really 1, 2. Why is 4 so big? Oh, because we have our board wipes plus Karns. We do really want to get to 4 mana, I guess. Maybe I do want more 3s, less 4s. I guess maybe Mystic Forge loses a lot of its luster now. I mean, it has 3, 7, 8, 9 misses plus lands. You can cast all these. So maybe that split. It's an interesting curve, right? We're almost all even. We could almost be Gyruda. I don't think we want to, but You could cut the Lantern and these 1-drops and play Gyruda in the current curve. No 5-drops. So yeah, I want that other Tezzeret now. Now we're playing more of a control-y deck. Drawing one. Even just drawing 1 card's great, but most of the time drawing 2 is going to be great. Sorry, I'm like doing multiple things at the same time. I was trying to cut my lands down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colorless sources. I need Witching Well. But other than that, I really just need double white. I like double Blast Zone though. I can choose these cards. I guess Reliquary Tower doesn't really come up now. When we were using more forages and stuff. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have a full hand. We also could just cut Kahira and actually play Ulamog as like we can, because Tezzeret makes Ulamog free sometimes, and Ugin makes him only cost 8, which when he comes down at 6, you know. But we're not playing the power shards, which was the main way we actually were cast Ulamog earlier. Treasure Map also ramps us into Ulamog because it flips and essentially becomes a land plus 3 tokens, so it can generate 4 mana by itself plus your land drops. So it might be worth cutting Kahira and just playing Ulamog. Can't get him from the sideboard, unfortunately. Is there any big artifact creature that's worth getting? Parahelion would be so great if I had a way to crew it. A 7-drop 5/5 flyer? No. No, thank you. I'm gonna have the Platinum Angel already. Maybe Meteor Golem's worth it in the sideboard. Citadel's another interesting one. If nothing else, it could just be a 5 mana deal 10 damage, which with Tezzeret could do a lot. Maybe just put that in the sideboard. That's my big thing I can wish for. I don't know if 1 Ulamog is worth it. We probably want more than 1. Our board wipes don't hit him, which is nice. And at this point, the only thing making tokens is Tezzeret and Karn. But Karn's probably just going to be plussing and minusing more than his -2. Maybe we do stay down at 2 of these. I don't think so, no. No, yeah, because none of the whole Kaladesh block didn't make it. I was looking earlier because I thought that this Tezzeret actually gave Improvise, but he gives Affinity. So he's better than I thought he was. Because the first time I played him, I was like, why does my Yorion only cost 2? And I was like, oh. I thought I had I thought I was going to have to tap artifacts to cast spells, but he just gives them Affinity. But it's specifically only creatures and planeswalkers, so you can't just keep playing. Yeah, it's so weird that they didn't bring because I feel like Kaladesh would make Historic. I think at first it would have broken Historic because everyone would just be playing energy decks. But now I think like maybe if they banned Aetherworks Marvel, it'd be fine. Maybe. Especially now that they added Ulamog back in. I don't think you could have Aetherworks Marvel. But I think at first there was so much complaining about energy and Teamer energy decks and Aetherworks Marvel decks. And then when you banned Aetherworks Marvel, it was still just Teamer. You know, I think they thought everyone's sick of Kaladesh. Let's not put it on Historic. So we're close. We're 7 cards away. We maybe cut 1 more land. Maybe one of these shocks. Go 3/3/3 2. 1 less white source than I do black. That doesn't sound right. I want white more than black, honestly. So let's do it like this. Probably never going to be using Castle Vantress because of like having Treasure Map already and all these artifacts that I can sacrifice to draw in the deck. It might be worth just making this another island, honestly. 23, yeah, let's just go up to 24. Well, I guess I could actually put a Plains in here now. Just to make sure I get my shatters off. We'll make it a Hallowed Fountain. So yeah, 4 Halloweds makes sense. I'm liking these numbers a little better. Oh. What did I remove? I got rid of Tezzeret, I think. I didn't mean it, sir. 6 cards. I like playing a full 6 board wipes instead of just 4. There's going to be a lot of games where we just want to draw 1. I do think our 4 slot's a little clunky. I guess we're completely cutting Mystic Forge. It feels bad because it's a great sort of card advantage, but our Karns and Tezzerets are also, and Ugin, all are card advantage, so I guess we're going to rely on those more and not the Forge. And the fact that, like, Tezzeret can actually grab these. I wish there was a, what is it called? Nevermire's Disc would be great, because I could return it with Tezzeret and just keep wiping the board. No thank you, sir. Our weakness is going to be Planeswalkers. Our only answer at this point is to Great Creator for Sorcerous Spyglass, so we might want to go up to 2 of them. Midnight Clock is just kind of cute, so we're going to cut that. I already have this if I really just want to draw a card. Chaos Wand is good against the decks that play Planeswalkers generally, though. We're close. We're close, Jim. I don't think I want to cut Egg. I guess I don't want to keep cutting artifacts because it makes Tezzeret worse. We can go down to 2 of these, probably. We're not using his passive that much in this deck. We don't ever really want 2 of them. He buys us a lot of time, though. So even if we play one and it dies, it's probably worth it most of the time. I don't want to keep the Mind Stone and Lanterns up. Treasure Map for sure. So it's like maybe out of these 12 we cut down between Egg, Fountain, and Witching Well. And out of those 3, Witching Well is probably the cut because it costs blue mana. Which, I mean, all our lands generate blue except for these 5. But still. It also has less value now that we're not playing Yorion. But again, we want to keep artifacts that our Tezzerets get their abilities and our Karn tokens are big. And we can activate this until your next turn, you know. Make little blockers. I guess I never thought about Karn's plus. I never even I didn't realize his plus lasted until your next turn, so we could have been making like blockers against the aggressive decks. Out of our little 2/2s, our little 2-cost artifacts. I've only ever seen his plus be used to kill lands with liquid metal coating, so I didn't realize. I thought it was just for your turn, so something to keep in mind. I think this Karn gets a lot better in a control deck. His constructs aren't quite as strong, but his +1, -1 are so strong to dig for these. So like there's a lot of cards that I just don't want to cut and all work together. I mean, we could cut Ulamog and put Kahira back. It feels like if we're only playing 1 Ulamog, like we probably should be playing like 3 or 4. So yeah, maybe we do go down to 2 here. Go down to 2 Karn. This Karn. Let's try it like this. Try it, see how it works. I'll go ahead and export it because this is a completely different deck than what we started with. Get it on Stream Decker here. Stream Decker is not responding. Come on, Mr. Stream Decker. Let's see how it feels. Watch, we're going to play a deck with no creatures, and our board wipes will feel useless. We'll draw all of them. That's usually what happens after you make a change like that to a deck. Stream Decker's just taking a long time to load. I think sometimes they get, like, strain on their servers. 22 lands is a little rough. We do get 2 draws here, and I like the turn 1 Fountain, so we'll try it out. Fountain's going to be good against that. Ooh, awkward. Here we go. It loaded. Historic Tezzeret control. We have to shock here because we really need to hit our 3rd land. If we don't, we're in trouble. So we have no white sources yet, too, which is bad. Slaying Fire, yikes. They have a lot of burn. Hey, that's not the worst draw. We'll get this because now we can shatter next turn. Hopefully he like plays this out. If he keeps burning us, it's not going to matter. Yay, he did play it out. Wow. Close to dead anyways. 1, 2, 3. If I cast this, I only have 3 mana left. Can I cast this? 2 and then 3. No. So unfortunately we do have to just spend our turn doing this, and he does get to draw a card, so we could still be dead. He's playing a lot of direct burn. The Slaying Fires could kill us. Skewer. And him not doing anything there is great. I think we go ahead and just get our. Well, let's do this. Let's get Karn out. Let's get a blocker going. He does play haste creatures, and we'll draw a card here. So
There is great power.
we have a 5/5. We might just be dead though. Ooh. We have golden eggs, so I might just be sacking these to gain some life if we're not dead this turn. That's good for us. Yep, he's done. So we could have gained 6 life next turn, gone to 10. We would have been able to swing, make another. So our guy would have swung for like 6 or 7. We would have played, and then Ugin. We had to choose between Ugin and gaining life. I would have gained life. 1-0 with the new deck. Because no one's watching, right? Y'all left again while I was building it, so now it's gonna win. Oh, good. I'm glad you're here, Chris. Did you see we won? This hand doesn't work. We need although if I had a second land instead of say Tezzeret, I might actually keep it, but we don't. 3 lands a lot better. Double Fountain and Kai's Wrath is going to be hard to cast. We don't have any white sources. The more we're playing, we might actually want to cut down on blue sources because I cut the. I guess we'll just bottom this. I cut what's it called from the deck, so we don't need blue on turn 1 at all. So I probably want to put a couple more planes in, just to be able to reliably cast these. So this is a nice thing about playing Mind Stone and 1-drops the Fountain, is that on turn 2 you can play the Mind Stone and get it out. So if it is another creature deck, which usually green and red decks are creature decks, we'll be ahead on life at least. Huh. We're probably just going to sack the Mind Stone. I don't know, it feels weird at this point. Yep. The nice thing is if he hastes, he's only doing 1. Nope, he didn't haste. We're gonna take 1 draw before we start sacking our artifacts here. Hey, Karn's good.
Until you have used I will rid you of your corruption.
Can't cast glass cards, unfortunately. Why don't you take this? As an 0/4 blocker might be worth it. The other option is we could get Encyclopedia. It's like 2 turns, so it's a little slow, but it does start drawing cards. I think we want that. We're at high enough life. Like, he might just play, what's it called? Questing Beast here, hit us for like 8. No. I assume, yeah, he's going to kill the Karn, which is fine. We can get this going after next turn, and we're already, we're doing pretty good on life. We just need to draw some white sources. The nice thing about playing Lantern is it kind of counts as both white sources, so if we draw that, we're all set. We've got a lot of draw here between Beastlass Rare and Kiora, so he's probably going to start drawing a bunch of cards, yeah. Well, we definitely need to get Shatter off soon. Taking 6 this turn. Still above 20 though, thank you Fountains. Putting in work. We got 1 white source. We can't Labyrinth the Spellbreakers, unfortunately, because they have Hexproof on their turn. And this does target, unlike Maze of Myth. I don't think it does. So I think I'm going to go ahead and activate this because I could hit a various number of 2-drops. I didn't, but I could have. So just remember, could have hit. This Karn might... What does he do? I don't remember. Give stuff Riot, really good. Look at top, get 2 creatures into hand. Okay, more card advantage. Probably using it to Riot and give creatures haste though, I assume. Or just buff them up so that they trigger Kiora. Oh, didn't have a follow-up. And that's not the worst for us. A little tempted to draw here, but the other thing is we're only 1 mana off of just casting Tezzeret, which would give us like, not only would gain a bunch of life, but like give us another turn. I'm still a mana off of Karn into, and this is too slow to get a white source. So I think we're just doing this. Come on, land. Nope. So we're close to dying here. We could die this turn. He just needs any creature that's at least 4 power, and then he riots it to get haste, or 5 power and gives it haste. So yeah, 4 token. That doesn't actually get haste. Burning Tree, interesting. You should have given that haste. Well, this is going to be really great if we can just draw the white source. A super bueno. Because it's going to leave them with their... but giving stuff Riot means he can haste something, so... We're definitely not out of the woods. I think we Tezzeret plus here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's not enough. It only puts us up to 12. We can Karn. We can only get a blocker. We spend 1 mana to turn a Mind Stone into a Karn. Can we just do this? Tap both of these. Just need a white source. If I drawn a golden egg a couple turns ago, I could have sacked that to give us the mana. So now we can sack it. Yeah, okay, I wasn't sure if I had the mana to do that. So we hope this is enough. In that, we hope he doesn't have hasty creatures that can do 7 damage this turn. Vivian is good against us, but in this certain instance... What is he? What is his ult? He's got Ultim, isn't he? Remember your step, create a 4/4. It's a really good ult, especially with Kiora. So he's going for value instead of trying to kill us that turn. Whenever... Man, he's drawing a lot of cards. So I think this turn we can afford to Tezzeret. No, I really want to draw a land. Can I draw a land, please? Nope. We can Mind Stone, then Treasure Map, and activate it. So this is building up. I guess he could, if he doesn't ult Domri this turn, he can kill Domri next turn. But I'm going to have to Tezzeret to stay alive or board wipe, so I guess we don't want him yet. So I think I can afford to... 1, 2, 3... yeah, I can tap this, scry, and then still Tezzeret. Now he gains 8. He gets one of these haste. Yep, he went for the emblem. Emblem is harder to beat in the long run, but I think he could have killed me this turn. If he had just rioted one of the 5, he swings for 9. Right? Oh no, he swings for 8. 8. 1 short. So I think that's what he would do. 1. Okay. And then now he's got to get a 4/4 and draw something. So I think we do just need to wipe the board, huh? this so I can activate the ability, please? Thank you. Don't need an island. Yeah, so we're definitely gonna add like a plains or two. If I play Tezzeret, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I gain 8, go to 11, so I'm still dead to the current board, so I think we just board wipe again. Awkward that we have to do this and keep sacrificing our golden eggs to do so. Maybe our win con is just he draws this whole deck. Oh, is it each upkeep? Oh, each end step. Wow. Didn't realize it does it on my turn. So I'm dead. I'm dead to the turn.
Initiate, you are not worthy.
So with those planeswalkers, I'm not sure even if we like had Shatter on time if we'd be able to, but I think if we had had a Shatter on time, we could have actually Tezzerated, gained enough life that he stayed out for a turn. Yeah, we definitely want more white sources. I don't know why I kept so heavy in blue. I actually am more white now than blue, so. So this might be worth playing, honestly. It gains life, gets you a card, puts out an 0-4 defender. So it's like exactly all the things we want to do, right? I like this plains. Move the other one towards the healing. Yeah, that makes sense. I was kind of all in on blue. Honestly, I could probably just cut this Tezzeret too. I mean, I like him, but maybe just play another Karn. But I like this Birth of Meletis because it makes an artifact token that will count towards our overall artifact count, and 0-4s are pretty good. So the only thing is it itself isn't an artifact, so maybe not. But if I cut the Witching Well, maybe I put in a couple of these. Oh no, I can't. I only cut one. I want another basic plains. I guess if I'm playing this I do, but I could put in a castle. I'll put another Glacial Fortress. Because every land in our deck will let Glacial Fortress be untapped except for these 5. Which is a pretty good count. And so now we're up to 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's cut this and just put in another plains. So 3, 11, 12 white sources. It's half of our lands are white sources. I don't like that. Plus, again, we're still playing Chromatic Lantern and the Golden Eggs. We should be able to get there. So a little less on blue. We're a little more black and white now. Blue is like our splash. We might actually want to take this Tezzeret out. Yeah, just play more of these. I think I'm fine with that. You like it, Chris? We're close that game. We're 1-1. Sorry, I gotta keep track. Can't only keep track of our wins. Gotta be honest here. Keeping me honest. I wonder if my wife left the building. So it might look like how are we gonna cast any of our spells? But we have 2 of these, so I'm fine. Obviously we'd rather play this on turn 2. But I think being on the play, we can take this hand. Personally, no. Personally, you don't want to play some wonky artifact control deck with Tezzeret? Why not? I almost want to Ghost Quarter this. I would if we weren't relying on Chromatic Lantern to save us. No, thank you. Chris, you surprised me. It's my, silver dollar. Why won't it? There we go. Focus. Pretty cool. Sorry, I forgot I had priority because I can technically do something. Yay! So we kind of still want to draw a 4th land. With the 4th land, we could Lantern and Birth next turn. No, we could Lantern. Again, he's not putting a lot of pressure on us yet. As he plays a Johnny's Pride mate. Legion War Boss, so it is probably... I mean, this is a human, which doesn't trigger Winota, but maybe that's just a hedge against other aggressive decks. So now we really want to draw... This comes in... tapped. Yeah, I think we do this. Karn make a blocker is interesting, but if he's going to play Winota, it's not going to make much of a difference anyway. This sets us up so that next turn our Karn token is much bigger, and I'm going to have 2 blockers. Also, technically it sets us up where we could Labyrinth Winota, but I don't think... No, that doesn't help. Sorry. Winota isn't swinging against all the creatures, so... We're probably not using Labyrinth. Hey, it's not Winota. We can do it! Believe in us. I believe I can fly. Are you playing in the open, Chris? I am probably going to be playing cycling in it. But there are obviously other options. Why did he just get my... Oh, soul warding, sorry. Yeah. We're going to go ahead. We definitely want to make a dude here. He's going to be huge, which is great. We're also going to get this into play and the Fountain. The Birth is also good to get into play, but I like getting Fountain and having the ramp because now we can cast 1, 2, 3, 4, cast anything. Oh, you're gonna go in twice. I guess I technically can afford to, but I'm planning on just using my gold. Hopefully, do well once. Make day 2. If you make day 2, you already are winning enough that it's worth it. This is what it looked like. Having a 6/6 is nice here. Means he either has to swing with everything and let us kill the Umari or the War Boss, whichever we want, or he has to hang back and just send in the token. Nice. Bone Crusher. Again, this is why this 0/4 is nice, is that it doesn't just die to things like our tokens, our 1/1s did. He is gaining a bunch of life, obviously. War Boss and Soul Warden's a fun combo. He is swinging all out, and at me. I'm surprised he doesn't want to kill, because Karn can make another token. I mean, I'm going to block here, take 2, 4, 6. I mean, I guess it is putting us down to half our life. Yeah, I do think we need to kill this, unfortunately. I want to kill Legion War Boss, but if I block the other way, my token dies. So end up down a blocker anyway. He's probably gonna... Is he gonna Bone Crusher this? Bone Crusher! Doesn't make much of a difference. We do gain a bunch of life there. I think this is still the best play.
Some solutions must be built.
I wish this could hit tokens. Well, no, I wouldn't want to hit tokens. I think we're playing this and this. And then I can remove something from combat. We'll see. If Winota comes down, we're super dead. He gets the plus, which will likely hit a land, but it's still something. Could Blast Zone, that would get rid of 2. Might be worth it. But at this point, I think I want to just put 2 counters on it, get it up so it can kill Legion War Boss and Bone Crusher, especially if he plays this one this turn. So let's hope he does that. I think swinging all out, we're not quite dead. It's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14 damage coming in, and I can block 2. Oh, I think I am dead. I might have to activate the Blast Zone to just live. Nope, he's not swinging a lot at me. really weird swing. I guess he probably has some sort of burn to kill this. Because I don't know why he would swing with Bone Crusher. So only one's going here. 2, 3, 4's coming at me. 8. Alrighty then. So I'm definitely gonna block this. And like this, take 4. Yeah. What is that? What's going on over there? You're scaring me. I like that. That's good for me. So, sweet. One time I accidentally clicked this instead of this, and it cost me a game when I was playing my other deck. It was really annoying. Put Blast Zone up to 3. Decent draw. Spend quite a bit of mana to activate this, unfortunately. But we can leave it up until before his combat. Before it makes a token. So it's plus here. So what we get. Ooh, a land. Not the worst, honestly. The Mind Stone isn't really doing a whole lot for us other than buffing up this guy a little bit. So do I have enough mana to 1, 2, 3, and sack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so definitely have enough mana to cast this Karn. He'll make another big dude to block with.
I will fight you. Awaken.
And I can hold up Blast Zone on 3, which will kill his Bone Crusher and Legion of War Boss, leaving behind a bunch of tokens. Now that I have 4 blockers, he's gonna have 4, 5, 6 attackers. So. Really? Does he not? Does he not? Am I missing something, or is he missing something? I think he's missing something. Which is, I'm just going to kill these with my Blast Zone. Before it even makes a token. I think he missed it. I don't think I'm missing something. There's nothing on the board that it... Oh, it's going to kill my Chromatic Lanterns. Gotta be careful there. So we definitely want to tap 1 to activate it. So that is a little awkward, but we do still have our white. We don't have double black, but we're in decent shape. It made our guys a lot smaller though. We lost 3 artifacts. But we traded 3 artifacts for 3 creatures. And these creatures made more creatures, so I think it's a fair trade. Nice. Flood out, my friend. Ooh, Kaya's Wrath that we can't cast. Once an exile, we don't really want that. I think we're just good to plus here. Assume it gives us the plains. Which again, I can't even cast Phyrexian Scripture, so I'm not really that worried. Now I can hold up Labyrinth, which is nice. So maybe we start swinging with a 6. Not both. With 3 blockers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I do think we start swinging here. We gotta get his life total down. Because this is essentially a free blocker, and we have 3 more, I think it's fine swinging with 1. A little awkward that we're not hitting any artifacts. Next turn we probably will just make another... depends on what he plays. If we feel like we're going to have to Kaya's Wrath, we're not going to make more tokens. We might just pick up the Mind Stone. But if he keeps just hitting land drops, we might just make another token and go aggressive. Because we're not going to win the game sitting here. But luckily, sitting here does slowly gain us a bunch of life. Yep, I do think we're going to go aggressive here. Make our guys 7/7s start swinging in. He does have plenty of chump blockers, but this is a pretty fast clock. I mean, he's dead next turn without blocking, so... And now we can activate 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't do both, but if we don't have to Labyrinth, we can activate Bastion and actually buff up our Karn so that we can make another construct and he won't die. So again, remember I said Karn is a lot more powerful in this deck than he was in the other version. You're seeing that here. Both modes. You know, he helps us hit land drops. Wow. Wants Karn dead. Not that badly. So I can block 3 of them already. And I can buff him up if I need to. Let's start by perforating him. Go to blockers and definitely absorb this damage. So still dead to a Bone Crusher. That's what his last card is. But we just got rid of one of his cards essentially for free. That's a good draw.
I am Karn.
I think we're gonna go get this Mind Zone just because it's gonna buff up our dudes. Because we drew the other Karn this turn.
My purpose is greater than myself.
Shoot. What do we want here? Ratchet Bomb's decent. But we also could just get Platinum Angel. Play that next turn. Like that. We're already at 14 life. They have to block both of these. 2. So he's losing his 2 creatures here. He's down to 3/1/1s. He could kill our Karn this turn, which is he's done his duty. Done quite a duty out there. This Karn will still be alive and can make this a 2/2, so yeah. He can't actually afford to attack unless he played a bunch of creatures, so we got there. We got there, Jim. Blast Zone showed its power in that game. And that's part of the reason why we have the Crucible in the sideboard that we can go get with the Great Creator, right? Is that we can go get the Crucible and replay it. Yeah, this is much more focused. Obviously, getting it down to 60 cards was a big deal. The Yorion deck was a little bit all over the place. And maybe I'll go back, try to do like a Mystic Forge version, and maybe it just means cutting the Planeswalkers from that one. Yeah, this feels much more focused. I do feel like maybe I do want to change the numbers here on walkers. Like 2-2-2-1 is kind of a weird split. But it's feeling pretty good. I like our early game gets us there. Our board wipes are feeling good, so puts us at 2-1, but it's feeling a lot more strong. The 2 games I won with the other one, which were before I think anyone was watching, were games where I had turn 3 Saheeli and then made tokens. I used Saheeli's ability to copy Power Stones and get out early Ulamog in one, and in the other one I just played a bunch of stuff. Wait a minute. What am I doing? I don't want to keep this. No, I don't want to keep this. It's close. But I don't want all... I don't think I want those 3-4 drops. This is better. A little clunky. I have a basic and have to go get another one, but we'll keep it. We like Blast Zone is powerful. This being tapped is a little annoying, but we can play this turn 1, Plains turn 2, Birth, get another Plains, Blast Zone, Mind Stone, Mind Stone. It's a pretty good curve. Ooh, that's even better. This means our Catacombs are actually an untapped land. Woohoo! Plus, this is white. So now we can go Birth, assuming it doesn't get countered. Whee! It's got a Shadow of Doubt us. Looking at our lands like, wait, is this a 4-color deck? What the heck is this deck doing, you know? Where's the Yorion, right? If you're playing Triomes, you have to be playing Yorion. Really? It's aggressive and kind of helpful. It's not like the 0-4 is going to be blocking that. I think I still want to try double Mind Stone here. I think that, or I guess just Mind Stone and Birth. That's what I want to do. Yeah, I get to go get another Plains. I don't have any more, so if I draw the second Birth, it's a little awkward because I had a Plains in my starting hand, but that's why I play 3 specifically and not just 2. 2 to 2. I think you need like one more than you have Births. Is probably a good way to play. I assume he has counters magic. Like, it seems like a deck that's holding up counter magic. Probably just hasn't seen anything he wants to counter yet. How would you tap my 2 white sources? Freaking goon of an auto tapper. I was gonna try to go for a shatter this turn, but now I can't. So we're just gonna pass. We're on a 5-turn clock here. We're gonna have to resolve one of these. Don't have my second black source here. The nice thing is this blast zone can eventually kill this no matter what. But we are going to try and cast this now, I think. I'm going to go for Tezzeret. He doesn't do a whole lot right now, though. Except eat a counterspell, likely. I guess I'm fine with that. I'm not going to double spell anyway, so just casting one spell I expect to get countered is about the same. I'd rather have this. Yeah. I don't know why it's so dumb. It holds up Blast Zone because you can technically activate it for 0. Shattered and Charge Zone. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a good point. That's probably a better play. What does he get a name? I hope he names Tezzeret, because I only have one more in the deck. Name Shatter the Sky. What the heck? Dreamtrawler. I've never played that card. Another Blast Zone's decent draw. So yeah, we're going to try to do that here. We'll go for a Shatter. I assume it gets countered. Surprise. What is his deck doing? Is he a 3-color deck? Like, I wonder if he just doesn't have black mana or something. Like, I don't know what he's trying to do. I'm going to go ahead and put this up to 2. I don't ever want to activate it at 2, but because a lot of my deck plays 2, but maybe I do for... I'll keep it there in case he Meddling Mage is something important. We'll play the other Blast Zone because we can start getting that going too. Let's try... I guess it doesn't matter. Go ahead, tab on Mind Stones. That one he counters. So he must have drawn the counter? I'm confused. I mean, he's obviously playing counter magic. Meddling Mage is a wizard. I wonder if he has some other wizards that just aren't coming out. I'll put this one to 2 as well. And then put one of them up to 3. Now we'll just go ahead and cast this. This means we can actually cast scriptures, which is nice. At this point I might sack a Mind Stone. Tezzeret's not going to be a bunch of value anyway because we haven't really hit a lot of our artifacts. He plays Dreamtrawler. We should have left this in play because it actually stops him from casting it. Sure. We're going to get hit with it, so he's going to get some value, but our scriptures gets to go off and kill it, so. That's what he was. He really tricked us by naming the one card he wanted to cast with his own Meddling Mage. He really threw us off the scent, huh? Go ahead and sack this. We got plenty of lands in play. We don't need the ramp. Cool. We'll keep one at 2. Well, scriptures, it could get back. Oh, maybe we'll just do this. This seems better. We'll just do this. Bye, friend. It was nice knowing you. Maybe we'll put the 1 up to 4. I don't know what else. What is he playing? Is this a wizard? It's not even a wizard. It's a Sphinx. It's the best Sphinx they've ever printed. It's like the first. Ooh, that is good. It's a little awkward that we didn't leave up our Mind Stone. Let's put this up to 4. We can put the other one up to 3 if we really need a 3. I don't know what our friend's deck here. Zoot the Cat. What are you doing, Zoot the Cat? Which is fair to, you know, in his defense, we're also playing a deck that no one's ever seen or heard of or thought of, so it's not like we have a lot of room to talk about, like, what are you playing? We might let this take a few turns. Not under... Chris, I built this deck because you said there were so many creature decks. Where are the creatures? Yeah, we'll let it take a turn at least. Wow, we're really just all the lands. We'll pass. He's gonna start scrying, which is unfortunate. I cut our castle. This is one match where I wanted it, right? Bet you he doesn't know it shuts off his own Dream Trawler. Binding? Is he gonna bind my Golden Egg or my Fountain of Renewal? I'm gonna wait for him to target it and sacrifice it in response. How about... no. Is that what he's been sitting over there with in his hand this whole time? Also, I could just blast on it if it did somehow stop me from casting things. So I can see if he has Meddling Mage and Binding, maybe he's trying to, like... lands. Yeah, we're playing a lands matchup. I'll keep this at 4. I don't know what we really want them on, honestly, and we have enough mana that we could just, like, put one up to 6 if we need to, you know? So we'll just keep this now. We don't really need a game. Hey, look! It's a good thing we didn't let him steal our Fountain of Renewal. Actually... no. Yeah, if he had hit the egg, I would have let him take it so we could kill the Binding and get the egg back just to draw another card. Awkwardly, we still only have one black source in this whole mess. So to cast this, we'd have to use the egg. We'll let this tick again. Because he has the flyer, and I'd have to put this to 3 first. Wow. 11 lands? We have cast... we were at, like, equal lands to spells, but still. That seems high, but it's not actually that high based on how much of our deckers we've seen. But based on the amount of cards that, like, draw cards, it's a little unfortunate. This guy getting countered definitely feels bad now. At the time, we were kind of under pressure. Okay, what are you going to target, buddy? Gonna go for the egg this time? Nope, Fountain. Really doesn't want me gaining life. It seems like it's a tempo deck, right? Like, he plays a bunch of creatures. At least 3. Like, Meddling Mage is really weird to play in a control deck where you're also playing board wipes. Hey, that's the one. That's the land. There's a land. That's the one we want. Uncounterable draw cards. Oh, hey. On the same turn we get the land we want, we get Mr. Uli. We'll take out both castles. As much as, like, taking out white sources might be nice, the scry in the long run is better. He could have a counter for this. And so we want to get our maximum value off of the cast. I have had someone bounce at Ulamog before. If he bounces it, that's great. We'll just take out 2 more lands. Nope, he's going to steal it. Didn't expect that. Don't know how we... how do we beat our own Ulamog? We can't. Everything is destroyed and he is indestructible. I don't think we actually have an answer in our deck. After 2 swings, we're dead, even if we had enough life to last those swings. Very unfortunate. That's not helpful. The amount of lands we've drawn. $13 now. We're definitely high on the land count. Well, we'll let him swing once. I'm trying to think. Ugin can't hit him. Tezzeret would just gain life, but we died drawing our deck. Karn the Great Creator doesn't help us out. Nope. Our answer to Ulamog is having Ulamog. Oh look, he flipped upside down because he's actually our card. I mean, we definitely could play something. like we're in black. I don't know if a main deckable card though.
I will defend my allies.
We could just play Vraska's Contempt. Kind of a clean answer. It also hits Planeswalkers, which is relevant. At this point, I'm just trying to think. Howdy. How's it going? Yeah, I don't think we have another... I mean, Labyrinth stops, but the problem is Labyrinth only works after he's declared attacking, so his trigger still goes off. Crazy good day. Yeah? What's going on today? Why is it crazy good? Those are the best kinds of days.
Sorry.
My basement is cold. We also always have the AC on in our house, in general. I mean, like, it's in the 70s, but the basement's like 10 degrees cooler than up there, so it's like 60 something down here. I don't know exactly, but... So yeah, unfortunately, this like takes him out of combat, so we're not dead to damage, but he still gets the Exile 20. Oh, it keeps him tapped. That's nice. I didn't realize that. That is one upside of this. To keep in mind. That's cool. Who'd you hang out with today? I assume if they're old friends, I probably know who they are. I don't think you have a lot of old friends that I don't at least know their names. KK. Gonna have to use more words. More letters. Chris and Cut. No. Faraska. Why can't I remember how to spell Faraska? Farika? Close. Varaska. What the heck was I thinking? So Contempt does work. It's kind of an awkward 1-1. What's the fun in that? I don't know. I don't know if KK is the initials of one person or two people. Like, I don't know if it's like Chris and Kristen or if it's one person. And if it's one person, I don't know. Kristen, Coolio. I don't know. If you give me hints, I might be able to figure it out. Like if they're from camp or not. What do you think, Chris? Is this the answer? Elspeth conquers? I don't know. I'm not as good with last names from camp. Kevin Cole? Kristen. There's multiple Kristens too. Is it Kevin Cole? I guess in general, Elspeth. I don't know. Oh, cool. Vraska's Contempt at instant speed and gaining life. I will. Thanks, Mom. Have fun on your call. But it is double black, and right now we are definitely more white-based. But this is a 5-mana card, and this can get Agent of Treachery or destroyed. But I guess the main thing we want to happen is the exile effect. I mean, that's such a corner case, our own Ulamog. If they have an Ulamog, we want to try to get ours. Maybe we want to play more, because honestly it feels like we're not having any trouble ramping, right? Like we're doing pretty good at getting our stuff out, wiping their board. At the time we were just sitting there with a board wipe. Maybe we don't want 6. It's hard. I like that Scriptures also exiles. That's relevant to have in the main deck, a way to exile their deck. But I guess we can also Great Creator, and we have like the Grafdigger's Cage and the Lantern, so... Maybe we do cut this and play another one of this Karn. I think he's the better one overall. And Ulamog is an answer to Ulamog. I think only putting in one Elspeth Conquers Death is kind of weird. Or Vraska's Contempt. And it doesn't... I don't know. It feels like more and more we're just going to become an Esper control deck and cut the artifacts. And that might be better for sure, than a Tezzeret deck. But I do want it to be a Tezzeret deck still. I like Tezzeret. He's not good enough, but I still like him. I think maybe to have a deck really be good with him, you have to take advantage of his -3. And to do that, you'd have to have artifacts that do a lot more impact on the board. And right now, the way they've built Historic is that there aren't any. Like, the creatures are good at being aggressive, but not good at, like, big impact. Not a lot of ETBs, not a lot of death triggers or anything. Because, like, if I just cut these two Tezzerets and put in Elspeth Conqueror's Death, it's probably a better deck overall. And then Ugin and Karns are just, like, value. Because all Tezzerets really... But I like the idea... Like, we still have enough artifacts where, like, Tezzeret plussing could end the game. But I guess Ulamog's just better at ending the game. He also does make Ulamog really cheap. But I don't know what we could afford to cut for Ulamog. Maybe we do want another Drowned Catacomb instead of this basic island. A little short of black sources there. This is a little better than I thought it was. Ghost Quarter might be a little too niche. Let's cut the Ghost Quarter and just go up to 4 planes. Your land count's fine. Tap down indefinitely? I don't think so. I think it's, yeah, I think there is, but it's a X. You have to, like, pay X, where X is, like, their power. Tap target creature with power X or less. It doesn't untap until you untap Entrancing Liar. So it's a 3-mana card, and then you also have to pay X. And a lot of times the X we're looking to play is going to be like 4 or 5. So we're talking about like 8 mana to deal with one card. Oh, were you talking about for Ulamog though? Yeah, if it wasn't X, like if you just had to pay 4 or something, like if it was just a flat fee, that would be a fun answer to have for Ulamog. Because it could be out there in play and waiting for whatever their biggest threat is. It works well with like board wipes, right? To just have it sitting there waiting for a creature helps you deal with haste creatures, so it's not it might be worth just throwing one of these in the sideboard at least. Maybe cut the Immortal Sun now that we're playing a lot more Planeswalkers, or relying on them more. Compass is another one, right, where the Spire stops Ulamog from hitting you, but it doesn't stop the trigger. And I could, you know, up our basic count and play this, but I don't think it's worth it in our current build. This is 5 mana, tap a creature. But I'd have to spend 5 mana every turn to keep the Ulamog from swinging. And if I had it in play when they cast the Ulamog, they're just going to exile it. So I don't think that's a good enough answer there. I think we will put an Elspeth Conqueror's Death in here. I don't know what I'm cutting. I'm not going to cut anything. We're going to play at 61 cards. That's how I roll. What was that? That put us at 2 and 2, I think. Our games are definitely a lot longer. Can we play some of those decks where I can just wipe their board and the game can be over? Wow. Look at these lands to spell ratio here. My treasure map is good, but I don't think it's good enough to carry this hand on its own. This is a much more reasonable hand. I think I can afford to put a land under. We're still going to be able to turn 3 this and turn 4... oh look, we drew one anyways. So I made the best choice, because I was just going to draw it anyway. So this turn we can afford to get this in tapped. I assume this is going to get a red source, maybe? Naya deck, maybe Winota. Them missing a land there is really good for us. But we're not putting enough pressure on them for them to like concede. If we had 3 creatures out and we were mono red, they'd probably just quit. We gotta draw them in and then beat them slowly. I like how he fetched his land and then quit. Like, I'm gonna show you that I wanted to get a plains and then I'm gonna just concede. 3 and 2. We're very, very slowly doing my quest because it's black or red spells, and the only black spell in the deck now is like Kaya's Wrath and Tezzeret. I have the Wishclaw on the sideboard. Ah, victory! Name that quote, Luke. Victory. We have victory. I don't know which one says it twice. No, I don't know what. I've never seen The Cat in the Hat. Is that a show or the? Oh, they did make a movie, right? Is that what you're talking about? Not that I know of. I think I was just whistling Kim Possible. King Theoden. Come on, Luke. It's your favorite freaking movie. Oh, that's why I couldn't think of yours. I wasn't like thinking of the right like intonation of like victory. We have victory. Now I can see it. This hand's close. I wish I had. We're gonna mull. If I had what's it called? The Chromatic Lantern, I would have kept. But this hand is definitely better. So come on, I did it with the right like voice and everything. Victory. Hello, friend. Sorry I took a while there. I think I was whistling Kim Possible, Chris, to answer your question. I was like... do, 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 do. Nyx Flea Slam. I love it. I'm a big fan of your deck. I think I'm going to just get these both into play. Shock, get them both into play. I don't really need the land... Like, he's not putting any pressure on us, so I don't feel rushed to get Birth into play. Luke, what movie have you probably watched more times than any other movie in the world? Yeah, I think we're doing this. Hey, look, Chris, it's an enchantment deck. Where'd y'all go? Making sure my stream isn't lagging. We're gonna wait. Let them get some enchantments out before we shatter. You know, because we're so nice. Oh, working. Well, I hope it goes well, sir. I guess we'll get our birth going. Our birth. Probably gonna hit us for some decent damage this turn. Luke, come on. I gave you hints. It's a movie. You've watched it a lot. Another Nyx Flea Slam. Ram. I love this card. It's great. It's basically the same as our Fountain of Renewal, except it's an 0/5, but it also triggers his enchantments, whereas ours triggers our artifacts. So we're like playing the same cards. We both have 2 of them. I still don't think I'm board wiping. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play Ugin. 6. Yeah, I'm gonna play Ugin, make a 2/2. You can't put enough pressure to kill it. Although maybe the fact that we don't kill the champion will signal him that I am about to board wipe, but I hope he just thinks that I'm being greedy or something. I don't know. Oh yeah, it makes my Mind Stone free. I forgot. Look at that. It's like I built a deck that has synergies. It's like I was thinking when I put together the deck. He does make like 12, 14, 16 cards in our deck free. Like, we have 3 more eggs, we have 3 more of these, we have 2 more of those, and we have, these would only be 1 mana. Could really go through our deck pretty quick with him in play. Season of Growth is bad for us. Good for them. Come on, Luke, you need more hints? Tell me, why do you need more hints? This is my meal. That's what we wanted. We want to get that off the board. It means we're going to take some damage this turn or possibly lose our Ugin, but maybe not. Dr. Always playing. Ain't nothing but a heartache. I don't know why I didn't swing with this. There's no way we could kill it. I'm not swinging back. I love when people leave up a mana to activate this. And it don't matter. Because we're gonna shatter the sky. Gets to draw a card. Draw your card, sir. If you play Shatter the Sky... Oh, does it give Indestructible? He saved the ram. I could destroy all that glitter still with the Ugin minus, which would be funny. I'm just gonna make a token. I'm fine blocking, and it technically is just drawing me a card anyway.
I battle for the forces of good. Oh, say hello to my little friend.
Tell me why I'm never wanna hear it say. Cool, I'll draw a card. Gaining life ain't ever gonna die. Oh my gosh, let's go tap our Mind Stone. We might want to sack that, please. What's on top? Yeah, we'll draw that. We'll draw that, sir. That's a good one. Only cost 2. Let's make us a big dude. Is it bigger than their dude? Not quite. Let's go get another thing. What's good? What's good? We could Lyre it. We could get Bolas's Citadel. Get Platinum Angel. Probably doesn't have a lot of removal in his deck, right? Just draw cards. I was like, I could use Glass Casket on this. And he could burn through stuff. Look at Citadel. I think Citadel does combo with Ugin, so that'll be fun. Tell me why I never wanna hear you say I want it that way. Do your thing, man.
Clean is a feeling. It's this.
Sorry, that probably came through my stream. I think everyone should go watch this video. It's hilarious. Ooh, Ancestral Mask. Did he really tap out? Because I'm just going to minus Ugin and kill this thing. Pew pew pew. It's not a good choice. Not that Life's Bounty can't save it from Ugin because he's colorless, but I assumed he was holding up the Indestructible. Now that I know he's not, and this doesn't have Trample, I feel like that's like a huge waste of his Ancestral Mask. He should have saved that or put it on another creature, because now I'm just going to minus, kill the Ram, he loses both of those, and then I assume he's just going to concede, if he isn't already conceding. Colorless blockers are really good against the Life Bounty. Sometimes gets you with the old Trickamaroo, where it's like, ooh, you can't block it because it has protection from all your creatures. It's like, haha, it doesn't work against me, sir. Lots of lands. Draw. Not the best, not the worst. Go to our main. I guess cast this first. Play this. I like how it's spun. Let's draw that one. It's a little risky if there's another land on top, but I don't. It's just really expensive. I guess I could afford it. I probably should have just taken the damage. Oh well. Let's do this because we definitely want this dead. Bye, friend. Oh, he does have 1 minute up. Come on, Matra! I forgot that Paradise Druid. I like how I realized it after I used it. That's fine. I'm not really concerned with it. I can make a blocker, but I think I'm gonna go get the Glass Casket. It has hexproof. Should pay attention to that. Yeah, I think we play this one.
Our actions determine evil
Making all the dudes. Force him to block. Yeah. Fine with that. We're gonna have to chump with one of them, or maybe lose the Ugin. I don't know if I'm okay losing the Ugin. He's close to dead to our Bola Citadel activation at this point. He's saying good game. So I mean he has a way to like double this and give it trample. He very well might. He very well might. It's big. What does he have? Fling? He does have Fling. In his white-red deck. Ha! Put him to 8 first. Man, that's awkward. I don't think much would have changed. The Glass Casket could have been something else, but it would have been... I wasn't expecting Fling. I don't know if we had an answer to Fling. Anyway. Could I have cast Platinum Angel? I should have gotten that. Yeah, I should have cast Platinum Angel. Well, having fun. Learning as we go. Delicious. Well, we got one white source. Treasure map. The opponent goes first. Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense for that very reason. I figure, though, you just have a way to give stuff trample, right? Hopefully we just don't die really fast. It's weird that his only red source was the Paradise Druid as well. If I'd drawn... The other thing was, like, that whole game, right? If we had drawn another board wipe, it would have been golden. If I played the Tezzeret and plussed, I might have actually had enough life to not die, so... Might have just been a mistake that I didn't play the Tezzeret. Or would have lost 6, but then gained, like, 11. So I would have only been 5 higher. Isn't there another one, too, that gives trample? It's like a 3-mana one? I don't know. Well, we're against a very aggressive deck, and we have a slow start. I kind of wanted to scry an upkeep there. Stop it for next turn for sure. Guess we do want that. It's another white source. Awkwardly, right now he only has 1 creature, so... I could afford to scry an upkeep. I don't want to do an upkeep. Yikes. Yeah, this with all the direct burn, this is way more effective than just like a mono red deck that beats down. I guess we make a token is technically better than wiping the board at this point. Either, I mean, we're probably still dead, but it's worth something, I guess. Let's see if we're dead. It's looking like we are, boss. Yep. That's just so much direct damage. Slaying fire is, turns out it's good when you get to play Lightning Strike too, and Shock. Let's win again. Glorious deck. Fountain's a good start, followed by Birth into Treasure Map, into Shatter, whatever he has in the board. Problem here with Shatter is, like, ideally we'd like to Shatter after Luris is on the board, but usually they wait. Another Shatter is a good draw. So we can Shatter once, he plays Luris, replays something, and then we get to Shatter again. Yeah. Ooh. Was not expecting this. Don't have a clean answer to that other than gaining life. Which isn't the worst. Not the best either. As much as like I want a black source for him, I think I want some non-lands, some cards that like will continue to affect the board. Blocker here is great, saves some damage. He has to get more on the board so that he's actually doing damage to us through the fountain. Double Shatter is decent. We're going to gain 2. Path of Metal. I don't remember what the heck this thing does. It does 1 damage to each creature. Whenever you're attack 2 creatures, transfer. And it becomes a land. I can destroy creatures or just do 2 damage a turn. It's very effective. Very effective. Scion's good. I want that. We need to get something going here. Unfortunately, we can't cast him this turn. That's okay. Next time we can afford to flip the map Ideally, we'll hit a land, but even if we don't, we can burn a treasure token. Awkwardly enough, his robber isn't going to actually get to rob us, so that's nice. And it doesn't trigger Cavalcade, although he does get... The Path of Metal flipping is bad for us, because not only is he no longer stuck on mana, but also this could just do 2 damage a turn, which is very effective. I think we're still going to go with Karn, make a construct. Wow, he really spent a lot of resources to kill that. I'm okay with that. It is a land, but I don't think we want it. Don't want that one. I think we're fine taking 2 here. We'll make a big construct just to try to get through it now. Yeah, I like that. He'll likely be attacking Karn too, and if he spends his mana just doing 2 damage to us, that's fine. We're gaining 1. If he does double attack here, we get to kill one of the, kill off the robber. Another haste guy. That's weird. He didn't play. His sequencing here is weird. He could have had these in play earlier and then Cavalcade. I think Calamity should have come down later. So let's resolve all these first.
I do not feel pain.
So he's already dead. So we just get to kill whatever we want. We're obviously going to kill the robber. So that's a pretty good trade for us. He gained a bunch of life, got to kill the robber, and left behind this guy. I'm going to shock this in and just go ahead and do this.
Do not cross me. Don't you see?
Do 5, gain 5. No attacks. I think he'd have to have haste creatures. He could technically still kill Tezzeret, but we're likely going to get to pick off another creature and maybe even plus Tezzeret again next turn, so it's going to be nice. If they do kill this, we will use our Cove to draw one. What would have been nice is our 0-4 can actually block this. If he's just swinging with that, then we're like winning this race 1000% because Tezzeret plussing is going to outdo all his damage. So we're not going to activate Treasure Cove. I don't know what he's trying to light up the stage, I assume. He's trying to hit other lands. So we can land and play that knight. It's a weird knight to play. I mean, he gets his bonus because this guy's black, but I'll have plenty of life. Okay, yeah. I was going to say, we have to plus him again. This time it's going to do 6. We're in really good shape. The fact that we were sitting there with 2 shatters the whole game, too, it's like, as soon as we wanted to, we could just wipe the board, and the only time we would do that is after he killed our token, or he got really wide, but he couldn't get wide because he had to keep killing our planeswalkers. And he couldn't kill Tezzeret, so we win. Tezzeret's really good against mono red. If if we get to the point where we're casting him, we're probably winning. We did it. Tezzeret control. Hey, Tezzeret won that game. He showed up and he said, "Here, let me win this game." He took it, he ran with it, scored a touchdown and spiked it all by himself. It's beautiful. Made me tear up. Not really, but I am rubbing my eye. Boop, 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 boop. Garuda decks usually can cast them on turn 4. We're not really hurting for land drops. Yeah, let's get both of these into play. Shatter the Sky is good in this matchup. A lot of times he makes a bunch of dudes, mills all your cards, and then if you wipe the board, there isn't a whole lot you can do. They play the Broodmoth to kind of combat that. The fact he missed his land drop, though, is just golden for us. Golden Girls, Golden Grams. Yeah. So although our deck is a little slow here, we have double shatter. I'm not too worried. So now I can get to 6 mana. So next turn, Garuda comes down. But we ain't really that scared yet. Depending on, I mean, we don't know exactly what he's playing. I can't shatter at instant speed, unfortunately. So we're just gonna keep playing our things and passing the turn. He could technically steal our one Ulamog too, which would be annoying. So if he does that, we are in trouble. Ooh, Obliterator. That's fine. He's got an Ulamog. Yikes. Well, that changes things. He didn't take Ulamog. He'd rather get more triggers, I guess. I guess he could still hit an Ulamog. Please don't. Please don't hit an Ulamog. Another Gyruda. Here goes our Elspeth Conquers Death, so he can't deal with his Ulamog if he does get it. Please don't, please don't, please don't. Well, that was a win for us. Okay. Cool. Cool. Why does it want to type my Mind Stone? No, whatever. Doesn't kill Thassa, but she's no longer a creature, so. Here's another one, might do the same thing this turn, and again, go for it. He's technically seen more of his deck than ours. Ooh, no, Ulamog. Boo. 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 Problem with Ulamog is because he's milled so much of our deck, we're just dead to one swing. So. We're in that position again. The one card we have two cards that can answer it. Our own Ulamog and Elspeth Conqueror's Death. Conqueror's Death is there. We can't draw the Ulamog and play it. Guess we have a slight chance that we're not dead. Ever so slight. So I don't really know why he's doing that. I'm dead to... We draw now or after? We'll draw after. We'll let him mill 20. We'll hope our Ulamog... I think I saw our Ulamog disappear. Yep, there he is. So we don't... No hope, unfortunately. If we had our Ulamog, we could exile both of theirs. That doesn't do anything, sure. And we were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, we were 1 mana short, so I guess it doesn't matter. We actually had no outs at that point. I like Gyruda a lot better without Ulamog. And that one too. If we had hit a Karn there on our turn 4 or whatever, we would have been golden. Okay. Best curve, but decent. We drew the second white source, which is nice. We don't have any black for Tezzeret, but that's okay. Yeah, we want that. We'll do this. So we could shock and play this if we needed to, for whatever reason. I think we're fine letting him have that for a turn. The little goat. Goat it up, dude. Be your best goat self. tapping that because otherwise it's going to keep asking me to have priority even though I can't do anything because technically I could activate it for 0. I remember this card being really annoying. Whenever a non-token does, you exile it. If you do, create a copy. So if I wipe the board, he can get back a Woe Strider that's a 1/1. So I guess it's not that bad. But once he gets other stuff out, it can get pretty bad, pretty fast. So we'll do this and play another Mind Stone. Just draw a card. He left it top, so that's not good. Can I play my thing yet? Yay. Let me be myself. Terrabat. Chosen from death. Demigod. Pretty weak for a demigod. Guess it's only Demi. Not Demi Lovato. Black Source. Por favor. Nope. Sure. Not a plus. No. Minus first. Plus next turn.
Say the low.
I can buff one of these up to 2. Murder. Murder in the streets. Kill this Tezzeret. Chosen from death. I don't know that we want to trade the land yet. We want a black source so we can make the Tezzeret. Oh, also Citadel. Interesting. I don't think you can have 2 of them. You cannot. Oh man, you got rid of our Tez. What's up, Tez? Why you gone? That's an interesting choice. I'm trying to hit a Gary to gain much life. He should have kept the other one. So now our Karn isn't gonna die. He should have sacrificed the Tezzeret and then cast that one. It's a really weird play by our opponent. But we'll take whatever we can get, huh? Yeah? Hey, maybe we can get something that will help us in this situation. What can we get that would help us? I can't activate the ability, but you can still use it.
Let us begin.
Does Cage is only creatures,
You
right?
will not
It might still be worth playing. Players can cast spells from graveyards or libraries. Winning! Shuts off all Citadel. Sorry, Mr. Citadel. You can't do nothing. I'm gonna make a big creature. I think it's worth it. Maybe I'm supposed to plus them, but I think having a 7/7 here is nice. I don't think he has an answer for this, so Karn the Great Creator coming through, shutting down. Ooh, that's a big scary guy. He's big and he's scary. I do not like him. It's nice because he can't really chip in damage right now. We're gaining life, so like the Obliterator hitting us a couple times isn't that scary. But he does have 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So he can. Ooh, Elspeth conquers death. He can. What's it called? What's it called? What's a code? Grey Merchant of Asphodel would drain us for a bunch. But we're gonna say goodbye to the Obliterator. We're not worried about Citadel. He can't use it. The sack in response. Sure. Do it. What do we want to do here? He's done. So we're probably just plussing him with no target because we just want to keep keep him high, so they can't activate the Citadel to make us lose 10. They somehow managed to get there, but we basically shut down their combo. We did it, guys. Yeah, I'll play another game, maybe 2 if it goes fast. Let's end positive. Right now we're 5 and 5. Totally missed. Oh well. 2 tap lands. Close. It's definitely more keepable. Tempted almost to keep the Ulamog in my hand, but it's probably not correct. I'm going to go ahead and shock. If they are an aggressive deck, we are going to gain it back. Kind of negates the benefit of renewal, but getting it on turn 1 is, I think, worth it. Yeah, we like the treasure maps. Get our maps going. There the map, there the map, there the map, there the map. Same deck. Probably. Let's please find an untapped land. Close. Ah, that's awkward. Yay, we did it. We did it. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map. Making treasures. That's gonna be good for us. Guess I could have scried first. Would have made sense. Let's scry now though. Keep this. They're gonna make us discard one of these, but we don't know which one. I don't know which one we even want more. Probably want. Yeah. Take it. We'll definitely want to flip this one. Oh. I already know I was keeping that top. Oh well. There goes a big boy. Just a big old boy.
Evil must not be tolerated. Ah, say hello to my little friend.
Sure. I don't have any way of getting him back from our graveyard, so we're not really concerned with that. Go ahead and exile my stuff. It basically stops Tyrant from attacking. He's probably going to attack in. Puts all 3 at him. I might trade for the Enforcer. Nope. He'll just murder us right. There we go. Makes our decision tree a lot easier. We'll take 3. Playing empty-handed, but we have treasure maps going, which is nice. Soon we'll be able to maybe we get to draw lots of extra cards with them. Eventually. The scrying's nice. Now we don't want more lands. We already got our lands, sir. Let's go ahead and draw. Let's weaken our dude, but he's still big enough. And we're gonna play one here, probably. Shatter the Sky. I think we can wait. No, we can't. I'll discard it. We can't wait. So we're gonna swing. Maybe he thinks I forgot I had Death Touch and he blocks. But if he's smart, he'll think, oh, he has a board wipe. Don't block, so I have a token left over. He's not smart. I mean, he, she, they might be smart, but that wasn't the best choice. That definitely signals that I have this in my hand. But not everyone's used to reading signals like that. So he's exiling his own card. Means he's probably not playing anything with escape. He is mono black, so I don't know what that would be. The Foe Strider or whatever it is. I have to flip this one map. Have more treasure. We're still drawing 2 a turn. Honestly, I have no idea what this is. Let some return creatures from the graveyard, so... Weird that he exiled part of his graveyard there, but... Maybe he didn't have Isareth yet. Karn! Yes, please! We will go ahead and get us a lovely... Man, Cage has just been an MVP lately, huh? Just enough lands that we don't have to earn any treasures either. We're gonna lose Karn, but I think it's worth it to just get Cage. It shuts off this lady and any future shenanigans as well. Shuts off Bolas's Citadel if they happen to be playing that. He's gonna gain 3 life here, so I think it's worth it. I think that's a good trade. Otherwise, he'd have Spectre come back this turn. Next turn we can draw 2 extra cards and everything. I was considering saving Shatter to try to hit the Rider as well, but if the Spectre hit us and we discarded it, we would have been really sad, so that's why we went for it. Took you 5 minutes? Well, you didn't respond for like an hour, so I think actually you looked it up. You were just Googling it that whole time, is what really happened.
I will return.
Victory! Hey look, another one. Let's draw 1 first. A board wipe would be nice here. So I guess we'll play... Maybe we won't play Karn. We'll just keep drawing cards and kind of build up our board here. Because there are a lot of other good cards we could draw. So we'll save Karn until next turn. We can take 5-6. We gain 1 back, so we're really only taking 5. In the end. Karn can... Are we out of enough mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. So yeah, I think we're gonna sack a treasure.
I have faced worse than the likes.
So I'm sacking a treasure to play Platinum Angel. But the downside to that is they are playing removal likely. Likely playing removal. They got a 3. They got 2 3s. It would take a while to get Ratchet Bomb up to 3 though. So I think we're just gonna Glass Clask it. I guess we can Transmute Wire. So I would have liked to get Map in play, but I like this Liar ends up being like a permanent answer, and then when we wipe the board, it can answer like the next big creature, which is nice. This cuts down on their damage they're doing every turn. They can still kill Karn, but ooh, that kills us, doesn't it? Man, 1. We're so close. So if I had Glass Casketed, we still would have died because that's 2. I would have been at 3 exactly. Didn't really make a mistake. Just unfortunately nothing else we could have done there. And nothing like stops Grey Merchant from happening. Like even if there was a way to give ourselves hexproof or something. Which I don't think there are any artifacts that do. There are a lot in like Modern or whatever. Misa called Jar Jar Binks. Misa a humble servant. No, no again. The Weezer will bounce crazy. Weezer be robbed and crunched. Well, overall, definitely had some fun today. Brewing Tezzeret decks. This control deck definitely makes more sense. I do think there is probably an Esper control deck that kind of cuts some of the fluff artifacts and the Tezzeret and maybe just plays Karn and the Karn Great Creator package. But I don't know. I think it's been pretty good. No turn 1 play from Obosh is nice, but so it means he likely has a lot of 3s, but he also might have I guess Bone Crusher at 2. Tempted almost to just get that into play, but I think it's better to go ahead and get Map. We're not going to activate Map next turn because we're just going to play land, Lantern, and Fountain. A tapped third land? Yikes. What is this deck doing? I'm like really scared once it actually does stuff, what it's going to do. We have all our colors. And then on the next upkeep, we will go ahead and do the Scry. And we're gaining life, which is nice. Still turn away from Obosh himself. I think we're going to get Bone Crusher stomped right here. Stomp on your head. Oh man, right in my face. Excuse me. Ooh, he's going to kill my Blast Zone, I see. The Ruin Blaster has been pretty popular in decks in Historic and pretty annoying, honestly. It's okay. We got our Lantern, we're not that concerned. Hey, there we go. That's a good good play this turn. Means we can still play this tapped. Birth, get a Plains. Yeah. Puts us in a decent place. If he Oboshes this turn, we take a little bit of damage, but then we can just exile Obosh with this, which we're kind of saving Conquer's Death probably to just kill the Obosh. We're hoping that, or we just draw one of our 5 or 6 board wipes. Board wipe? Hello? Are you there, board wipe? Don't need black mana because we have Lantern and we still have 2 untapped lands, so we're not really in the market for another one. Defender will be helpful. Go ahead and get this guy in. Scry once off of him. Next turn we get to flip the 1, maybe activate the other as well. Don't need that. Basically just looking for a board wipe now. This token can block for a turn, but if he Oboshes this turn, we're still going to take 4. And we can't answer the Obosh, but we'd rather just wipe the board. So, hopefully you draw a Shatter the Sky or a Kaya the Wrath. Interesting. He's going to sacrifice a land to guarantee get in 10 damage, 12 damage. This is 8, and that does 4. 12. So let's flip this for sure. We do need a board wipe here. Can I afford to? I can, because I have the tokens, which I can use if I need, so I can't afford to scry again. Yikes. So we might just have to Conquer's Death, unfortunately. Yep. We'll play this because I don't want to burn all 3 Oh, this one has to burn 1. And then we'll get rid of Obosh. Still, I mean, if he has a haste creature, we could still be pretty close to dead here. And he might have another Obosh just in his deck, so that's one thing. A lot of decks never play another one, but I was playing one that had like 2 more, like a backup. It made a lot of sense. It's so powerful. Yeah, I mean, we are, again, these fountains have done work. We probably would be at like -4 right now if it weren't for these. Should have scryed my upkeep, so that's a little bit of a mistake there, but let's do it now. There it is. So, treasure maps have definitely kind of gone the distance for us, so to speak. So we can play this. Go like this. You draw a card. We kill it. I still gonna have like 5 cards on his turn. So we're not in like an ideal scenario. It would have been nice if we had wiped the board last turn instead, and then Elspeth Conquers Death, the Chain Whirler. Conquer Death means like that cost him 5, so that's nice. And this doesn't have haste. Oh, it does have haste. It's weird that he prioritized that over just getting like Chain Whirler, but we get to draw a lot of extra cards next turn. And Elspeth Conquers Death can get back nothing. Unfortunately. We are drawing way too many lands, so hopefully we hit something here. Not quite dead, but probably are if we don't play anything this turn. Labyrinth isn't the worst draw, and probably we'll just play that at this point because we're not drawing anything good. Tezzeret. Only have 5? It's probably worth it to still play him. Gain 5. Puts us at 12. I think that's worth it. Again, he's going to go up to 7, which is really nice. Yep, okay. Again, we had to sack a lot of our tokens there, unfortunately, but still, just the power of gaining so much life. Those fountains, you saw, won us the game. Woo! We'll count at 6 and 5. We'll end on that note. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Hope everyone's having a great day. I'm going to be taking tomorrow off, but then streaming the tournament, the Open, on Saturday and Sunday, probably starting late. I'll go ahead and tweet and post on Facebook and Instagram when I'm going to go live and start playing tournament play. And at this point, I'm just planning to play the cycling deck in the standard tournament. Might make some slight changes, but I think it's pretty powerful, straightforward. I don't feel like trying to brew up a new deck for standard, and I definitely don't want to play Jeskai or Agent or Winota. And it's like, if you're not playing those two decks, I think you kind of have to be playing cycling. So anyways, have a great day. I will export the updated Tezzeret control here and get that in my Stream Decker, and it'll be on the YouTube video. The one that I post on YouTube will always be like what I left the stream with, not the one that we had at the start of the stream, so that you don't end up with what I would call a worse deck. Historic. Cool. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys on the weekend. There's the updated deck list. Peace out.